Hey guys, it's Thunder Rosa and welcome to True Heel Heat.
Alright, this is Dan House here, very nice, very evil. You are watching True Heel Heat. Probably should have had MJF do this, but here we are.
Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble, episode 158, Die, Mariah, Die. Reviewing last night's August 7th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite, as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by the man of 54,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling, and his always immaculate, this one I really like, Yankee Fitteds, the one and only Jimmy Macram. How are you doing?
Good. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Hope all is well. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you did enjoy the show, I hope you enjoyed the coloring book you also finished that night.
He's off to a smashing start.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I figured because I think like the last two episodes of this review, you've only averaged like maybe two a show. So I think you were due to start off a show with where you insult the audience.
Maybe they didn't enjoy it. Maybe that was an insult. Maybe they're all on the same page.
But yes, we're here to discuss last night's August 7th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite. We got a lot to discuss as we were on the road for AEW All In. There was a lot to go down last night, so we're going to get into it. But we appreciate y'all if you're joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. But most of all, watching us on Facebook, drop a heart, drop a like, drop a laugh emoji, an angry emoji. However, Dynamite made you feel last night. You're watching us on Twitter. You could drop a heart, retweet the video. It helps out the algorithm over there. But like I said before, the most important thing is sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys, hear your thoughts on AEW Dynamite. If you got a hot take, an opinion, or a statement you'd like to make about last night's show or anything else going on in professional wrestling, you can hit the $ and send a super chat donation. That is so important to what we do here. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, as well as helps the channel keep on moving. And also the best way to support us is also by becoming a member of the channel by hitting the join button, like our good brother Louis B. Thank you, Louis Bill, for becoming a member of the channel. $1 a month. You get in-chat perks. We got exclusive content as well for our members. So appreciate Louis becoming a part of our community here as a member. You can also go to patreon.com/True Hill Heat and become a Patreon backer as a great way to support us as well. I Make Beast is one of our Patreon backers. He says, what a thumbnail. He also says, you know the shoe will be used. Eventually, they're building to it. They're teasing us with it. They're giving us blue. I was about to say blue something, but hey, we got our run-in. Harlem Rain is here. How are you doing? Say hi, Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hello. Hello, Tony. Tony Khan. All in the videos, all over the record, dancing.
Really? So I love the comment we got yesterday on one of the posts. I forget the name. I wish I could tell you. I'm gonna look it up because it was so funny because he popped me when he said, our channel is good because we have non-biased takes. We have all people that are like good people that are talking naturally. They criticize what they need to criticize, they praise what they need to praise. But he was like, the run-ins is the best part. He's like, the run-ins is where it's at. And I said, my daughter's gonna take my job one day. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be true. It's no longer going to be True Hill Heat. It's going to be True Harlem Heat. And yes, it was the American Dragon Old Beard Phone who said, at the Humanoid Gus, who said that. So shout out to him who said he loves the content over here and he enjoys True Hill Heat. He says we've become a part of his lineup. So we appreciate you as well. So wanted to shout him out because that comment made me laugh. We got Chuck J, who agrees with you. He says, Jimmy is right. This show was ass.
God damn. I should have said that. That sounds much better. Fucking ass.
Louis Bill, who says, willing to give a pass given the travel issues, but this show was meh.
Okay. I'm glad we haven't lost our fucking minds.
I say especially when you compare it to the month of July, which we talked about it last week. We was like the month of July may have been their best month of AEW Dynamite with all the big angles that they did, all the big matches that they did. In comparison to this, it would come off as meh.
Yeah. All right. I'll be nice.
I literally am agreeing with you.
You're not there yet. You're not there yet. Like compared to this, compared to that, fucking if I just dropped a 2-year-old in the middle of this fucking show, no context, no nothing, they would say this is ass. This stinks. This stinks. I don't need any context. This stinks.
Chuck Berry's in the chat. Thank you for joining us today. He says, what's good, SP3 and Jimmy? I'm through with Jericho. The nerve of that man mentioning Dave Meltzer on national TV as if he was a reliable source or something. LOL.
This was on Dynamite? I think I might have
he did. He did on commentary. He said, "Oh, Dave Meltzer gave my match with Minoru Suzuki 4 stars, but he broke my finger."
Gotcha. I mean, listen, Jericho's heels didn't get away with it, but ill. Gave that match 4 stars. He gave that match 4 stars. This is what I'm saying. What are we doing? What are we even doing? This is what I'm saying. How do people take this man seriously? I would say take him seriously. The rest of the world, it finally appears to be catching up to where I was 15 years ago. Thank God. Yes, Dave's a joke. He's been a joke. Where have you all been?
We got another super chat donation here. Thank you so much. I Make Beats, who sends his first super chat donation. Shout out to you. He said, "Yo, SP, I had to install VPN to send this chat. Peace." Thank you, sir. Appreciate you using the VPN for good reason to support the channel. I really appreciate you, good sir. He said he's in like the middle of the ocean over in I think in the UK. He said he has a 5-hour difference like me, so he must be in the UK, but he's in the middle of the ocean. So I appreciate you using your VPN wisely to show this again. We got Ace in the chat who's answering our question that we got in the headline here on YouTube. He says, "I think that Mariah May versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship at Allin is missing something."
When's Allin? August 25th?
5th, yeah. So we're 17 days out.
We might have peaked too early, but I don't know if it's missing anything.
We also got Annika, who says, "If they don't make this a Texas death match between Mariah and Toni," I mean, the vibes that are going with the angles that they've been shooting ever since the betrayal, it does feel like it's escalating to the point that you're going to have to give it a stip.
In general, yes, but I would imagine it's not going to be the first last match, rather. So I'm not mad if they just have a regular match.
Neither. The title, Wembley Stadium, I think is enough. If they just say the referee has relaxed rules, I think that's enough when considering what AEW standard is. So.
Yeah, no need to go overboard.
Yeah. We got Christopher Kidd, who says the Toni Mariah match needs to be a London death match. See, a lot of people calling for it.
It gots to be. He's the same. Nah, I'll be nice. I'm not mad at that take. Sure. They make it a London death match or whatever the fuck. I'm not mad at the idea. Sure. However, I would say the story carries itself. I would say if you can't appreciate a story well told between two professionals, you probably should be watching wrestling. That's all.
That's also true. Power Driver Finisher says, "It's stagnant in my opinion. They can't really cross past what they've already done until they get to the pay-per-view unless the match is a regular match with tons of shenanigans."
I would listen. Nothing's going to beat the fucking Mariah heel turn, right? We all agree. Once you do Mariah heel turn, it's all downhill from here. It just is. Listen,
but it went down the hill. It's been coming back up the hill after that. I think it was a misfire with Mariah dressing as Timeless Toni Storm and trying to do that promo. But I think the angles that they've done on both Dynamite and Collision have been slowly getting it back up the hill. It's not at that peak that we were at with the betrayal, but they're closer to it than they were the week after.
That is well said. Misfire. Misfire is funny. I'm not entirely sure. It stunk, sir. It's a misfire. Misfired on that.
You always have to go to the extreme.
I said it stunk at the time. Like, what is this? What a terrible idea. Mine's great. That was a terrible idea.
Randy Guerrero says, "What's up, SP3, Jimmy, and Chad?" We also got I Make Beats, who establishes. I said he says, "I live on an island in the English Channel, coast of France, part of Commonwealth called Jersey."
Jesus.
Not New Jersey, but Jersey.
Live on an island in the English Channel, coast of France, part of Commonwealth called Jersey. That's what he said. You live in the fucking middle of the water. That's what he said. We didn't need all that. The middle of the fucking water. That's what an island is. Sorry, sir.
We also got Genesis. It says, "Nah, have Mina Shirakawa be the ref. She is coming back to America."
I don't think that works. Mina, she needs to side with fucking Mariah. I agree. In storyline, she's known Toni Storm for 12 seconds. Why the fuck would she even be impartial to the situation? This is silly. Sorry.
Unless you like have Mariah feign like she's gonna be with like Mina says, "Oh, I'm gonna choose Mariah," or "I know Mariah more than Toni," and then Mariah turns on Mina as well. She don't want nobody. She don't want to have to drag nobody. She's taking out everybody on her way to the top.
I'm so here for it. Team Mariah.
It's like you're weighing me down. You're an anchor. You're an anchor here. We also got Ace with a good question. Says, is Jimmy finally gonna give Kyle Fletcher his flowers?
Oh, that the nigga's fucking 12 years old. Finally give him his flowers. He's been doing this long enough to finally get anything. You guys are going to give him his flowers for what? He had a great match with MJF. I know that's difficult. How many people pulled that off? Besides 50-year-old men, 42-year-old men, rookies, everybody he ever steps in the ring with, all them. Sure, props. Good job. Keep it up, sir. Keep it up.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I knew that was coming.
Sorry.
This is for I Make Beats super chat donation. I forgot to give him one of these.
You don't know shit.
Thank you, I Make Beats, for that super chat donation. And we got another one here from Genesis J. Thank you so much, Genesis J, for the super chat donation. And speaking of Mariah,
Speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Shabata. What the hell is wrong with you?
It's the whoa, Shabati. What the hell is wrong with you? It was good. It was like he was the grandpa that has like Tourette's, just be saying stuff.
Bitch, come on. What great delivery.
Genesis J, thank you so much for the super chat donation. Says, excited for your review for the G1. Konosuke Takeshita has been killing it. His match against ELP is my favorite so far. That match against ELP may be in the running for match of the year. Like, that was absolutely superb. It's one of the best matches New Japan has done in 2024. This is one I've been telling everybody. Go out your way to watch that one. Kurgan Hall is one of the best arenas for professional wrestling, and Konosuke Takeshita has been like next level. He's been the MVP of the G1. I've said it on Twitter. I will say it here. If Tony Khan don't push this man to the moon, I might quit. I might quit AEW. I might quit the reviews. I might stop doing it because like this Takeshita deserves everything after his performance in the G1. He's had about like besides the one with ELP this week, which I think it was yesterday's show, he's had like a classic matchup with Yuya Uemura, who had no classic matchups in his career before he showed up against Konosuke Takeshita, and the one against Hiroki Goto last weekend was absolutely fantastic as well. So this match against ELP though is my favorite. But Zack Sabre Jr. and Gabe Kidd is probably the number 2 for me this morning. That was incredible. But yes, we're going to do our G1 Climax 34 final review, I believe, after either the day of the final or the day after the final. It will be myself, Jay News, and Sanal breaking it all down, talking about the tournament overall as well as the final show. So thank you so much, Genesis, for sending that super chat donation. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as well. But yes, I will be. I don't know if you'll watch. See, I tell you great matches to watch all the time, but you never listen to me.
Is that true? I watched Ospreay and Omega.
Okay, that's
I
would say watch ELP and Takeshita. I know you like Takeshita already, but this matchup will make you like ELP.
Okay, I'm not against Takeshita. Fucking yes, he comes back. Put one of the 100 belts you have on a fucking show. Put it on Takeshita. Just run an open challenge every week. Do the Orange Cassidy thing with Takeshita because he's.
I think Ospreay wins against MJF at Allin. The person he needs to drop the international title to is Takeshita. Run that back. That was one of the best matches of the year at Revolution. Run it back for the international title and have Takeshita win.
Let me get this straight. So after Allin, I assume your champions are going to be Ospreay, Okada, and fucking Jack Perry. And Ospreay's the one who loses his belt. Out of them 3, I lose mine. Where they do that at? Get one of these bums belts. This nigga don't work, and this nigga stinks. What are you serious? That was mine? This is outrageous.
Oh man, I make beats. I agree. The G1 has been on fire. Gabe Kidd's been he's been the MVP of the A block, but the MVP of the tournament overall has been Takeshita. He's been on the best matches and hasn't had a bad match yet. We also got I Make Beats. He says, I enjoyed his match against Jeff Cobb. That was great as well. The match against Yota Tsuji was great as well. We also got Big Man Dogs with the sarcasm. He says, what do you mean? Toni has already pushed Takeshita to the moon. He beat Kenny and then hung out in catering for a majority of the year.
Fucking insane. Insanity. I don't understand.
It
Someone
is
needs to explain that thought process to me.
It literally melts my brain when I think about it. He beat Kenny Omega twice in a week and then did nothing. They had no plans for him outside of that. Utterly preposterous. We got Genesis. He says, I love AEW and NJPW, but you're right. If Takeshita doesn't get pushed in AEW, he could stay in NJPW and rejuvenate that dead-ass group Chaos. I agree. If he's not going to get pushed in AEW, keep him in New Japan because he has found another level in New Japan.
That's depressing. Oh, fair enough. I'm not watching Japan.
It's like losing faith in Tony's ability to capitalize on these people.
None.
See?
Not
I know
even,
you
not even a little. Yeah.
You have this meme because you have no.
Yeah. Because you fucking gave Will the tournament thing, then you didn't push it for a year. The catch beat Omega twice, then you didn't push him at all. What do you want from me, sir? What am I supposed to do? Where the fuck's Wardlow? What am I supposed to do? Come on, man.
Example after example. Before we get into last night's Dynamite, I have a couple of things we have to address because we want to hear your thoughts on the big news of last weekend was, of course, the Britt Baker and MJF drama. It was revealed by Wrestling Observer newsletter that the Britt Baker suspension that was in storyline explained by Mercedes Moné on last Wednesday's Dynamite was actually a real suspension because she got into a backstage incident with MJF. It was later revealed by Fightful Select and then Ebu of Wrestle Paris that all of this transpired on the episode of Dynamite 250 on July 17th. Apparently, Britt Baker was basically talking trash about the Ospreay and MJF 1 hour matchup to people in the women's locker room, either not realizing or just being so brazen enough to say it in front of MJF's significant other, his partner, Alicia Atout. Alicia Atout went on to tell MJF what Britt had said. MJF in turn told Will Ospreay. Both men confronted Britt. They basically knocked on the door to the women's locker room. They stepped outside the locker room and talked to Britt. First, it was Will who talked to Britt and basically asked her why she was starting shit. And then it was MJF that got into a more heated discussion with her, and where Britt called Alicia Atout a stupid fucking bitch. Awesome. And basically a snitch for letting them know what she had said, and this led to Britt by the disciplinary committee being suspended due to I really feel it's not even this one issue. I think it was just like this was like okay, we've been down this road before, you've done this enough times, now it's time to punish you. That's what it really feels like. When you learned all the information, it really feels like this is what we know. We literally have a reality series that showed Britt doing stuff similar to this about Thunder Rosa when Thunder Rosa got hurt in 2022. And I feel like this is just a culmination of that, and that's why she was suspended. So what did you think about the whole Britt Baker MJF drama?
Yes, it's a Draymond Green suspension. It's well, he does not bad, but you've got a history, so we're gonna treat you different. Where do I even start? I don't want to pick on the smallest person on the totem pole, but I ain't gonna lie to you. That's where my brain goes fucking immediately. Fucking snitch. That was my first thought. Fucking snitch. Fucking women can't even stick together. Are you fucking serious? We're in a women's locker room and you go tell your boy, are you fucking serious? And then he comes in there to do what? To what? Confront a girl. What are we doing? What planet is this? This is so serious. This is so silly. I want to be nice. If this was not Britt, we would all be saying how ridiculous is all this.
Yes.
What? This is ridiculous. She has a fucking opinion on this hour-long match, which quite a few people apparently, I liked it, but quite a few people thought it didn't need to be a fucking hour long. She's already complained about how fucking the women get no time on TV, at least compared to the fucking men. She's not wrong about any of this, but she's also allegedly, well, not allegedly, we saw it on TV.
Yes. like it's not even, we can't even say allegedly anymore. Like they literally put her on blast on national TV that we know this is what she does.
Yes, and that. So like it's the right message, but not the right messenger. I appreciate this suspension, not just because it's Britt, but because you've got a history of backstage issues that creep into bigger issues. So let's try to squash this as fast as we possibly can. With the hammer, apparently used it as sledgehammer to kill Ned. Again, in the vacuum, no, you shouldn't be suspended for saying an opinion. You just shouldn't be. But it's Britt, so sorry, you kind of have to. I was reading against
it. Should have been like she should have wrote it down and had someone else.
Absolutely, but no. I remember reading the original report, which said the locker room was sympathetic to Britt.
Yeah,
that's not good for a homegirl, I would say, because that means they had the same fucking thought. You fucking snitch. It's the girls' locker room, girls talking to girls. You go tell your boyfriend. I'm not gonna say unstable, but emotional boyfriend. The fuck are we doing? Fucking ridiculous. Team Toni on this, shockingly. Sorry.
Yeah. This like I said to you when we first talked about it in our messages. I was like, this is the first time that we're hearing about something after the company actually took action. like we usually hear about it and the company hasn't done shit. Now we're hearing about it after they did shit.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. I will say that this rift between MJF and the rest of the locker room is not going to go away. He doesn't appear to give a fuck, and the company doesn't appear to give a fuck, and the rest of the company doesn't like it. I mean, I get why. But hey, what do you want from me? What do you want from me?
That's all fair. Also, wanted to bring up as well, this is going to be probably talk about it more in depth on Saturday on the True Hill Heat Flagship podcast. But the big news from AEW this week being that the Lucha Bros have decided that they are the backstage belief is that they are expected to leave All Elite Wrestling and want to go to WWE. This was first reported by Ebu of Wrestle Purists. It was then corroborated by Wrestling Observer and Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer. And then we got a further report yesterday from Fightful Select, who says that the Lucha Bros have been pretty open that they want to go to WWE. They want to be viewed as a package deal to WWE and don't want to go to NXT. And they have been very open with several sources that they are making the fact known that they have had talks with WWE. So I said to the True Hill Heat Chat, I'll say it again, expect that all in a Tony Khan WWE contract tampering rant. It's incoming. It's incoming.
Grow up, nigga. First of all, props to them. Listen, you got leverage here, both with AEW and WWE. So if you don't have to go to NXT, which you don't, if you let them know that you don't want to, then you don't have to. Congratulations. I'm shocked by this. I thought they would be lifers or never WWEers. They don't seem WWEers to me. But hey, I don't know what to tell you. They got more faith than I've got. I mean, Ricochet left. Why isn't Dragon Lee all over my fucking TV? I don't understand. Ricochet's gone. That's his spot. Give Dragon Lee his spot. What are we doing? So I gotta watch Karrion Kross and what's his face.
Karrion Kross and Awesome Truth back to back. Jesus fucking Christ. At least Cross. This was the first time I said it on a Radio Raw review this week. I'll say to you. I was like, this is the first time that the New Day Final Testament, they had a segment that is actually noteworthy because Odyssey Jones, after 2 years of being in the wilderness, he fucking debuts as the newest member of the New Day, apparently.
Hell of an impact, by the way. He looked good. People loved it. I don't want to shit on Raw this week. I'm sorry. I do enjoy it.
It was great. I'd say top two Raw of the year.
Mama Rose.
Still number one. I don't know if they can beat it.
Look at you now.
I don't know.
I
don't know if they can beat that.
First of all, Rock going crazy in the rain is just that's an all-time segment. And then it's the peak of Punk, Drew, and Seth. The niggas just hating each other. It's great. All right. Listen, if we can get a handle on this tag division, which I think should be in one brand because you don't have that many good tag teams. Then listen, they'd be a great addition. Even if they're just having good matches to have good matches' sake. And listen, they've done everything they're going to do in AEW. Time to move on.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. As a duo, that's all. They've done pretty much everything they can as far as like the tag team division. They could have won the tag team titles a couple of more times. They could have, but they pretty much have faced the top teams. The top three teams right now is the Bucks, FTR, and Acclaim. I don't know if they faced the Acclaim really, but I don't know anybody that really wants to see that. To be honest.
I was about to say.
So
what?
They have pretty much faced FTR. They faced FTR like 3-4 times. They faced the Bucks nonstop. I really feel like Tony Khan should at least get one more time with the Bucks and Lucha Bros before they get on out. Have them beat them on their way out, and Bucks and Lucha Bros is always a guaranteed banger anyway. So do that at All Out before they leave, before they bounce up out of here, so you can get something out of them before they leave.
So we can throw them into the Matt Jackson abyss. It's not gonna happen. You're not getting this nigga over. It's been 20-something years. It's over. Let go. Let it go. Let's move on.
We do have another super chat donation, this time from Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck Berries.
Thank you. Support. Fuck you. Bye.
Chuck Berry says, with last night's announcement of a certain match being booked for All In, should I anticipate the arrival of a certain Ricochet? I immediately messaged you when they made the announcement. The certain match he's talking about is the Casino Gauntlet. We were both very high on the last Casino Gauntlet. And when we said that, we literally said when we were praising that one, we was like, all right, hold off on it. Don't do it next month. Hold off for a little. Do it on a pay-per-view. I did not expect the pay-per-view this year, but hey, it literally the second one was better than the first one. At All In, this is a good way to get a bunch of stars on the show, and it would be a great way to have someone like Ricochet debut.
Would you have him win?
Well, the thing with the Casino Gauntlet, he doesn't need to be pinned. He doesn't need to be thrown over the top rope. So I wouldn't have him win, but I would showcase him before the person you want to win wins. Because I would think that the person who wins this is going to be the one that faces the winner of Swerve and Bryan at All Out.
Ooh. Shit. All right, so I would have the winner be anybody except Hangman. Because that spoils who wins the main event.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah, I agree. I do kind of, after his promo last night, I was like, Hangman has to get involved in this matchup. He has to get involved because you don't know, he can like screw Bryan. He can screw Bryan because Bryan beat him. He's a dumbass that got in his way, or he can screw Swerve because he doesn't want him to have the world title. But he, like I said, he can also screw Bryan because he wants to be the one that takes the title from Swerve.
I do like that idea. Hangman logic, it just works. He is empty-headed and fuck.
He is. And then he calls everybody a dumbass. He's a dumbass. Getting in my way.
Hangman's great.
We do have a new member of the channel. I Make Beats. You have been killing it, sir. Sending your first super chat. You become a Patreon backer, and now you're a member of the channel. Thank you so much. $1 a month, guys. It's a great way to support us here. So we appreciate anyone who becomes a member of our community here. So thank you, I Make Beats. We also got here. I Make Beats with a good comment. He says, Odyssey Joe was the MVP of that match. Absolutely.
Yeah, he is a jarringly strong man. What the fuck was that?
Yo, he picked up AOP like they were a bag of groceries.
Seriously, what the fuck? Slave strength. Where's he from? Somewhere down south. Or in Africa. The fuck? What's that?
Big Man Doy says, I don't really care about Lucha Bros in WWE, but I do if it means we get Pentagon Dark again.
Oh, tell me they're leaving what's his face in AEW. Fucking
Alex Abrahantes? Yeah, 1000% there.
Good. All right, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah. They're good. They can cut promos on their own. They don't really need it.
Yeah, really it's hilarious.
Yeah. We got I Make Beats. It says it's Casino Gauntlet elimination. No, it's basically one fall to the finish.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. All right, so we addressed all the major topics, but I do agree with you about the Lucha Bros. I think I think that this is a positive for WWE and the overall wrestling space that a team that really gained their most kind of mainstream popularity and support in AEW after 5 years with the company. They pretty much had done everything they can as a pair. They could have done more with each guy as an individual. I think Pentagon has a bunch of charisma that you could have capitalized with him, even like eventually like turning on Phoenix. You could have done that angle where they turn on or Pentagon becomes a heel and turns on Phoenix. You could have used Phoenix as your like stalwart best high flyer, but I think it was Romeo that made a good point because we were both kind of on that page that he could have been their Rey Mysterio, but he has been kind of injury prone a lot of times in AEW. So that might be the reason why they never pulled the trigger on that.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if injury prone is the right word, but injured a lot. Does that make sense?
Liable to injuries.
Yeah, like it's not like he's hurting his Achilles or something. It's like he jumped off the top rope and had his arm behind his back and broke his fucking. Like, what? How? Oh, well, there you go. Fair enough. That's how that works. You're gonna get injured. Yeah.
It's fair. All right. So let's finally get into some AEW Dynamite. The show last night took place from Winston-Salem in North Carolina. What did you think about Flair Country last night?
They were really hot for MJF. And after that, kind of died down.
They were hot for Mariah and Toni and Bryan. They were hot for the best stuff on the show.
That's a good way to put it. They acted appropriately. A+.
I agree. I did like the crowd. Like, they only reacted to the stuff that they had emotional investment in, pretty much. But the show kicked off with MJF's music, bringing the AEW American Champion down to the ring. We got the entrances for our opening contest. Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and Taz are joined by Don Callis on the call, since one of the family members are kicking off our show here with Kyle Fletcher going up against the AEW American Champion in an eliminator matchup. A massive American flag drops down with 50 MJF faces instead of the stars on it. We also see Will Ospreay watching from backstage. Kyle Fletcher getting the opportunity in an eliminator matchup. If he wins, he gets a shot at the American Championship next week on Dynamite. Callis calls Fletcher a future world champion. The bell sounds, and MJF immediately bails to the floor to get on the microphone, demanding that the Australian Oath lock up with him like a man, or he's leaving. This was great. This is great. This is a great touch for MJF to make sure the fans were immediately behind MJF, because immediately behind Fletcher, because he just is an absolute jerk. Just the way he wrestles. He got more genuine heat wrestling than he has the past 2 weeks on the microphone. So I that was a nice little tidbit that I had to put down in my notes here.
Indeed.
MJF went for the lockup and then boots him in the midsection like the heel that he is. As Fletcher quickly fought back with a series of roll-ups, MJF shut down a dive attempt as well as avoiding a tombstone before targeting the left arm, ringing at the arm. He does a nice little arm drag into the corner.
Disney Doorables.
You want to open the Disney Doorables?
I see we got all the Disney movies. We got Toy Story movie.
And then Billy stole the tea and crumpets and he took them to the governor.
Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc.
We got Toy Story. We got Night for Christmas.
The people can't see what you're talking about. You gotta show them.
We got Dumbo. And Pocahontas, the movie for Disney movies.
Okay, thank you. That was her. She did a whole tutorial about what she got in her Doorables, Disney Doorables. All right, but back to the regular schedule program. We get a double arm underhook shoulder breaker by MJF, working over the arm. He follows up with a Gunt Wrench power bomb for a near fall. He wanted and he was posing, looking like he was going for the kangaroo kick. He really wanted to hit it against the Australian, even though a couple of weeks ago he said he would never do another kangaroo kick. But he's versus an Australian, so he's like, I'm doing. He ate a thrust kick by Fletcher. We get a double down. Fletcher mounted his comeback with a spinning sit-out slam for a 2 count. He had a leg lariat to send MJF to the floor. He hits a dive, and he follows up with a massive top rope moonsault off the top to the floor. Back inside, Fletcher went up top, but took too long as MJF rolled to the floor to take a seat. Fletcher out after him very quickly. He misses a charge, and MJF hits a drop toe hold into the barricade. MJF chucks a fan's hat deep into the crowd, but that delay allowed Fletcher to move, and MJF tumbled over the barricade. Fletcher hits a nice little somersault dive and poses with the crowd. At this point, the crowd is going crazy. You would think that Fletcher was, in fact, Will Ospreay and not the MJK variant of Will Ospreay. Back in the ring, Fletcher hit a big-time elbow drop off the top rope for a close near fall. MJF again went after the bad arm, sliding through a tombstone again before hitting a double stomp right to the arm. We get a water wheel drop, connects for MJF, and he hits a hammerlock DDT to spike Fletcher, but Fletcher's able to kick out at 2. MJF starts to paint punch Fletcher, calling him a wannabe Ospreay, spitting in his face as this only leads to Fletcher hulking up, hitting a nice little thrust kick. MJF fires off a Canadian destroyer, only to run into a lariat for both men to do the double down. We get a lawn dart from Fletcher, and both men trade look like they're going for a top rope brainbuster and the top rope tombstone attempt before Fletcher connects with a wrist clutch tombstone for the closest near fall. That actually got me. I was like, oh shit. That was like 2.99. MJF was great on that kick.
That got you, seriously?
He did. It did. I was like,
Kyle Fletcher beating MJF on Dynamite?
Yes, they got me. They got me. They sold me a bill of goods. I'm sorry. This caused Callis to leave commentary and come to ringside. He throws the screwdriver to Fletcher, who takes too long to debate using it. He finally throws it aside, but this allows MJF to hit a low blow. He follows up with the kangaroo kick, then a brainbuster for the 1-2-3. MJF defeats Kyle Fletcher in a 20-minute plus opener here. Very good stuff. Great opener to the show. And that Winston-Salem crowd was fired up and rallying behind Kyle Fletcher for a lot of it. MJF, though, he doesn't stop there. He pulls out the Dynamite Diamond ring. He knocks out the referee with the American Championship. Then pulls out the Dynamite Diamond ring. We see Will Ospreay in the back trying to leave backstage, but his door has been blocked by cases. Who put the cases there? We will ask that question to Jimmy and myself after this. He eventually got free just as MJF decked the referee. He placed the Dynamite Diamond ring on his finger and knocks out Fletcher with it, busting him open, screaming that the blood of Fletcher the blood of Fletcher is all over him. He's saying that it's on Ospreay's hands. MJF says that he's going to do what Ospreay doesn't have the balls to do, and he goes for the Tiger Driver. He's soaking it all in. He's gonna pick up Fletcher when finally Will Ospreay sprints down to the ring. You could tell MJF was shocked. He was like, damn it, those cases didn't work. He sprints out of the ring, bails through the crowd. Ospreay starts clutching Fletcher like he's his dead best friend. His bloody head. He wipes it all over his white shirt. He's like, Don!
Oh
I love Don.
God.
Did you hear what Don said to him? He was like, where were you?
Oh, yeah.
Don, you were right there. You didn't do shit, Don. What are you talking about? Ospreay clutched him. The referees and the doctor come in to check on Fletcher as Callis and Ospreay are arguing. Callis questioning where Ospreay was for his friend as the doctor checks on Fletcher, the bloody Fletcher, in the ring here to end this segment. I thought the post-match was very effective. It was very well done with the boxes. With the boxes to the door. I will say, I said it to you, I will say Ospreay was a little bit over the top, but it worked to get heat from the crowd. The crowd got heat for MJF. It worked for the live crowd, so it worked for me, but the matchup was great. This was probably Fletcher's best match in AEW, especially since the matchup with Will Ospreay, where he felt like a future star, so I give it up to him, but I want to hear what you have to think about MJF and Kyle Fletcher and the post-match.
Match was really good. I couldn't believe how much I was enjoying the Kyle Fletcher match. MJF is amazing. He's the perfect Ric Flair. He's just over the top. All of a sudden, not Takeshita. I wish. All of a sudden, Kyle Fletcher is fucking. I can't even think of who. He's Wardlow or somebody. He's so afraid of Kyle Fletcher. It's fucking fantastic. And Fletcher did his part. Everything where he hyped.
He works better as a babyface.
Almost. Because all of his mannerisms, all the actions, that stuff is babyface fantastic. He has perhaps the worst voice of anybody in the company. Yes! Like, oh, please shut the fuck up. Do that silently. It was awesome until I heard it. Good Lord. Please be quiet. Between him and Matt Jackson, I just want to rip my fucking ears off. Listen, yeah, this was a really good match. The post-match I thought was effective. I think this works better as a show-long narrative, but we won't get into that because they don't want to give me my show-long narratives, and WWE doesn't want to give me a fucking main event. It is what it is. I've accepted this in my life. You like the post-match. Listen, effective, sure. We go effective. As Shakespeare, as this was. Kyle Fletcher just died, apparently. I feel very bad for Ospreay, except I think he's going to be all right.
He got up. He sat up.
It's like, what did I do? Yeah. What did I do, ass face? Like he underestimated MJF or something. What are we doing? Stop it. Dragon Ball
So
Z
my
face.
question to you, who do you think put the cases in front of the door? Because I think it was Don Callis.
Yeah, Don Callis and his crew, probably. I'm sold. Especially at the fucking where were you? You know exactly where he was. You fucking ass.
They literally showed it on the Contron where he was. You did not try to step in at all.
I think he sees that Fletcher's conflicted, so you know what? Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, then. Cocksucker. Help MJF and him become a duo. I'm here for it.
Yo, I told you that's the Punk Heyman answer for AEW. That is Punk and Heyman-esque.
That's your fucking.
You got the heat magnet like Callis, and one of the best talkers in the company together.
That's your wish version of Punk and Heyman. You know what? Fuck it. Sure, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It could work.
Oh man, we got Louisville who says Fletcher sold that kangaroo kick like he had that early Unreal Engine 5 physics.
He did sell the shell. I ain't gonna lie. That looked great. Yeah.
We got Genesis who says excellent match. Kyle and MJF have great chemistry.
I love that.
We also got
that. Now this. Now this. Flair and Luger have great chemistry. Flair and Wyndham have great chemistry. Maybe Ric Flair's just that fucking guy. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Enough of this. I give Kyle Fletcher a little bit of credit. I don't say you want to jump out the fucking window. MJF is just fantastic. Enough of you people. Enough. Had enough.
Ace says that MJF kept his word. We also got Big Man Does. It says Fletcher has now had competitive 17-minute matches with both Ospreay and MJF. They can't afford to Takeshita or Wardlow or Jay White or Hook or Powerhouse Hobbs. Him now.
Props to Ospreay for getting this guy in the squad. This is fucking heinous. All those guys can't get it with this guy. Absolutely.
So do you think this match was better than the Ospreay match for Fletcher?
Yeah, yes. Like with relative ease.
I know you hated the Ospreay match.
Yeah, the Ospreay match is just for you guys to jerk off to. This was like an actual fucking thought out, well put together match. Ospreay match is a bunch of motherfuckers doing shit. This stinks. Sorry.
Bunch of motherfuckers doing shit.
Just doing shit.
I hate you so much.
It's a spinning tombstone. Off the top rope with I did heat flash. Oh my god. Boo. 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 Boo.
I really hate you. So they got Power Jarrett finisher. It's so Jimmy is a fleshlight now.
Oh my god. You see this? You see? That's why he'll never make it. He's got the creativity of a fucking coma patient. Shut up. A fleshlight. Oh, you fucking idiot.
Oh man. And I think I sent it to you. I don't know if you watched it. The backstage video of Will and Kyle was Frantic World says it was great. Kyle told Will, stop being a bitch and do the Tiger Drive in 91 already. Absolutely. I was like, I am with you, Kyle. He is it's Wembley Stadium. It's the biggest show of the year. It's a guy that has basically tried to murder your best friend now, apparently, by the way you were selling it. You should now be able to use the Tiger Drive in this match at all.
I'm not mad at that. That's fun. I hope he does.
Yeah. I agree. We also got here another super chat donation from our good brother Chuck Berries. Thank you so much, Chuck. As always, I appreciate your support.
Listen up, you prick.
Chuck says this match in force is the need for Will to hit the Tiger Driver 91 at All In. This has to happen.
Oh, does it have to happen? Yeah. After you do that promo, yeah, it kind of has to.
I think if you want to take it one step further, have Will, since his girl is a wrestler, have her come out next week and MJF hits her with the Dynamite Diamond. Just go one. She's going for Will, and then his girl moves him out the way, and she gets like Jericho and Michaels.
Oh, I love the fucking angle. That'd be the last great angle they did in the Vince era.
That is one of my all-time favorite rivalries in general. 08 Jericho and Michaels. Like that's the one that made me finally win the debate with you. Like a 5-year debate that we had from the beginning of high school on that Jericho is an all-time great.
That's not winning the debate. That's not how that works.
It's winning the debate.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Yes, that was fantastic.
We got Annika in the chat. It says, when does Jeff Cobb's contract expire? I need Aussie Open officially back together. Well, Jeff Cobb's not Aussie Open. He's United Empire. I don't know. I think he's re-up with New Japan, though, Annika. We're waiting on Mark Davis to come back from injury. And I saw somebody who was like, oh no, Kyle Fletcher. I think the worst thing that could happen to Kyle Fletcher now is Mark Davis coming back and him having to go to the tag team division. I was like, the tag team division needs Aussie Open right now. The tag team division is like on barren right now, losing the Lucha Bros. They need Aussie Open, and Kyle Fletcher is a potential future star. He's not a star right now. He's just going to lose to the real stars if he's still in the singles division. At least in the tag team division, he could eventually become a champion.
That's fair. But I don't mind people losing this. I don't mind young guys losing. That's what's one of my favorite things. Like, people complain about Melo. Like, yeah, why should he beat Andrade? Why? Can somebody give me any reason outside of the fact that he's young? That's not a reason. He's not better at Andrade than at anything. What are we doing? And Kyle Fletcher's not better than MJF. He's not better than Ospreay. Not better than he should. Yes, we want to put him in
Melo's
tag
got
team.
better promos. Melo's got better promos than Andrade.
He absolutely does not. Andrade is fucking fantastic. They say I was in
Though
I didn't say I was in
the barbershop promos have been one of my favorite things about Melo since like its NXT days. Him to get in the freaking lineup and talking shit, saying that all you do is quit teams. That was great on SmackDown.
He's a great. That'd be nice. He's fine. They should bring back the Cruiserweight Championship. Short King belt to fight for. Yeah. Mel should be the Cruiserweight Champion. He's fantastic.
Outrageous.
Fucking Randy Orton has a whole head taller than this guy. How am I take this fight serious? Stop it.
We got Frantic Rail that says SP3, Michael O'Cool, and Amira. AEW announcement coming soon. So excited for them. That was reported by Fightful Select. The current Rev Pro undisputed British heavyweight champion, Michael O'Cool, who will be going one-on-one with MJF this Saturday at your call for Rev Pro for the AEW American Championship. I will be there live, so I'll put up updates over on the True Hill Heat Twitter page and Facebook. But I expect MJF to bloody Michael O'Cool as well. He's just going to bloody all of Will Ospreay's friends and proteges on his way to Allin.
Is Michael O'Cool black?
Yeah.
I think I've seen him before.
Yeah, he's the one that had that. I think I told you that was one of the matches I suggested to you. Him and Ospreay. I think they had a 5-star matchup in 2022, and then their matchup this year, Ospreay's final matchup on the independent scene, is one of the best matches of the year.
Okay, I might see.
But we got I Make Beats who says MJF hit Britt with the Tiger Driver. Y'all are outrageous.
I haven't met a white O'Cool, but I have met a white what's his name? Deshaun? Yeah, so I don't judge you by their names anymore, sir. You shouldn't either.
That's fair. That is fair. Louisville says Melo needs a short king belt to fight for. Y'all are
look at Frantic World. He won't let it go. Have you not seen Andrade beat Melo twice on SmackDown? Have you not seen him on pay-per-view? Have you not seen him get more over? While you're stuck with fucking Timu Andrade over there? Stop it. Knock it off. What are you even talking about? Knock it off.
Timu. We got a video package for the main event, Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Jarrett, recapping everything that's went down over the last couple of weeks. Then we get Mariah May in action. She's going one-on-one with Viva Band. May immediately fires off a headbutt right at the bell. Both women trade standing switches before May hits a release German suplex. Big time drop kick off the top rope, missile drop kick by May. She repeatedly beats down on Van in the corner before going after referee Aubrey. This allows Van to get a one roll-up before May hits another drop kick into the picture-in-picture. When things return, Van hits a roll-up kick, but May quickly recovers. She gains control, puts her in the corner. He sweet cheeks music after clubbering Van the same way she clubbered at Toni Storm with the high heel. She gave her a kiss of death, then hits that vicious running knee right to the face. She hits the Mayday, but instead of going for the Finn, she opts for the Storm Zero for the 1-2-3. Mariah May picks up the victory. Post-match, May starts doing the timeless Toni Storm pose, where she rolls on the mat. But then someone from ringside hands her a gift, a wrapped-up poster from ringside. When she opens up the poster after reading the greeting that said "Cheers" from Toni, she sees that is a portrait of Toni Storm cradling May during better times when she was just the timeless Toni Storm understudy. She says, "Oh, look at this. Isn't this cute?" But everybody around ringside is trying to tell her there's something else to this. And on the back, she finally realizes that it says, die, Mariah, die. This leads to This leads to Timeless Toni Storm showing up and coming and getting into an intense pull-apart brawl with Mariah May. May tries to use the shoe. She goes over and grabs it, but Timeless Toni Storm is able to stop her. She then gets the shoe and looks to get her revenge on Mariah May. When Aubrey Edwards stops her, she's about to go after Aubrey herself until referees and security come in to separate May and Storm. Storm is able to break free. We get loud chants for Toni Storm at this point from the fans. They're going crazy for this pull-apart brawl. May bails as Storm walks around the ring, holding up the Die Mariah Die sign. This was another great pull-apart brawl. They just keep upping the intensity with these pull-apart brawls. I think they got to freshen it up and do something different next week, but I really enjoyed this angle to kind of further the build for All In. What did you think?
Match was what it was. It's a Mariah showcase match with some chick I've never heard of. Is she signed by AEW?
I think she's just doing. She's got like a shows up.
Post match was good. I like the sign. It's a nice touch. And Toni didn't have the eyebrows this week, so I was less distracted. I could just focus on what she was doing. And the pull apart brawl was really well done. What does it need though? It needs something. I wouldn't mind a promo exchange. They've been forced to not be physical with one another. We'll see though. Yeah. I'm not against whatever they go with. Those guys
so the question I put in the headline here for you two, what do you think? Do you think Mariah May and Timeless Toni Storm should headline All In?
All In, like the one in London. Make sure.
What other All In there, nigga?
Just want to make sure we're getting the right thing right. Okay, I'm just making sure because that question is so like out of left field that I want to make sure I understand what you're saying. That's the one with Swerve and Dragon on it, right?
Yes, it's the one with Swerve and Dragon on it.
The title versus career match, that one. To make sure we all on the same page. No. Stop it. Come on, man.
Would you have said yes before last week's promo with Bryan and Swerve? That's a better.
No disrespect. I love Mariah May, and one day she'll be one of the however many faces of the women's division. She's not there yet. Sorry, this is not a match of equals. Tony's the star, and Mariah's the understudy. Rhea is the star, and Liv is chick who's not the star holding the belt. One day they may be equals, but right now they're not. So I can't. Sorry, no.
So you think you should? Do you think they get like the same position as Liv and Rhea? Like they should open All In? Because that would be different. We've never seen a women's match open in AEW.
My guess is MJF opens. I'm not sure what's in his contract. What fucking?
He opens every show. If he's like, if I'm not made a button, I'm opening.
Right? But yeah, I wouldn't be against him opening. That could be fun. Mariah should win. Sorry. Love Toni. She had a great run. Mariah's got something here.
And Toni's had the belt since November. Like, this is one of the best reigns of any AEW Women's World Champion of all time.
Ooh. Yeah.
I would go out on a limb and say Timeless Toni Storm is the greatest AEW Women's World Champion of all time.
This is the greatest AEW Women's Champion reign of all time, yes.
Is she the greatest women's champion in AEW?
No.
Who is? Britt?
If Jamie Hayter held the belt for 10 seconds, it's Jamie Hayter. I'm sorry.
I appreciate you keeping it up. It's like my love for Jamie Hayter will not allow me to say such things.
I'm sorry. She's fucking amazing. As good as Toni Storm is. Fantastic character.
Yeah, for 10 seconds. That's ownership. Someone casted Buddy in the bank. Still wins.
Sold. I really want to come back. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed.
I have a strong feeling it's going to happen. All in. Please have. Please have. Jacob, if Jacob's watching, I know what you're going to say. That yes, once again, the streak of SP3 trying to will this to happen. It's got to happen at All In. All in or all out, at least all out. But all in is the perfect place. She's from the UK. Have her come out. Britt Baker's getting jumped by Camille and Mercedes, and Jamie comes out and makes a save.
Makes a save, huge pop. You did the tag match at all out.
And then you do Jamie and Mercedes at full. Oh, you might be honest.
Where's the heel?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, she's just a heel. No disrespect. I love you. You know I love you. I don't know about everybody else, but I love you. You're a heel. It is what it is.
They lose to Mercedes and Camille at All Out, and Britt's just like, I'm over this bitch. and then they face each other at Full Gear.
Sold. Jimmy here to win.
I'm here for it.
And holds it forever.
You do have to pull the trigger because that's like the biggest honey dick storyline in AEW history is Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, it's insanity. What a terrible waste of a feud.
We got I Make Beats. It says the Storm and May storyline has the most heat.
And if this was Toni Storm versus Mercedes in the same storyline, I would be with you. Yes, that's your headline. But Mariah May's just not there yet. No disrespect.
That's fair. That's fair. You didn't say anything wrong to me. I think you made sense of what you were trying to say. So we also got here I Make Beats who says it feels like the biggest match, but Danielson holding the belt to close the show unless you see Swerve winning. To me, I would prefer Swerve, but that visual. Yeah, the visual of Bryan holding up the title, saving his career, fireworks in Wembley Stadium. That's your close of the show. Final countdown. You're a final countdown at Wembley Stadium. Please. We got Louisville who says Saraya was the champion for the largest gate. Makes her the best. Hey, if you ask Conrad Thompson, you're on to something. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But Conrad Thompson says he equivalates the best wrestler to who makes the most money. That's fair. I didn't say there's anything wrong with that.
This is sure. We'll pretend like
that's what he said.
He did say that. I saw the thing with him and Bischoff. He's right. Yeah. I act like I don't see the sarcasm dripping off this comment at all.
No, there's definitely sarcasm in the comment. I was making a generalization with Conrad. That's what he equivalates. But in that case, is Hulk Hogan the greatest? Is that how you equivalate? Who's the best wrestler?
No, the way I equivalate the best wrestler is you have to be named Ric Flair, and then we go from there. No, but money would play like a gigantic factor on it. Like I would say 25% would be making money. My list of not best. Best is I want to say objective, but it's a little closer to objective. I can't have Hogan in it because there's too many things he doesn't do well. But the greatest wrestler ever, Hogan is certainly in the conversation. You don't have him in your top 5, you're out of your fucking mind. I go Flair, Austin, Rock, Cena, Hogan. Got a gun in my fucking head.
Yeah, I agree that you gotta have to factor in everything. I feel like it's more of like, it's 25% who makes the most money. It's in-ring ability. It's your ability to talk, your ability as a character. You put that all into one, and that's where you got. My favorite wrestler is Bryan Danielson. But do I think that he's in that conversation with the people that you named? No, because you have to put in everything into power. And the most money that he made was at a time where the biggest draw in WWE was not any wrestler. It was WWE, the name.
Like I would say best wrestler, that list is like a little more. We'd probably all be on the same page. A lot of Dragons and Angles and Punks and Austins and Flairs. That list is a little more, we'll know what we're talking about. Like talent.
Yeah. Agreed there. Next up, we had for us watching on Fight TV, a video package of Jack Perry versus Darby Allin is briefly shown, with Perry watching clips of Allin pouring gas on him at Blood and Guts, followed by a couple of TVs with Allin celebrating with the TNT title as well as the other previous champions. We get Perry saying that it's all about sacrifice, and sometimes to sacrifice, you have to erase the past to become the present. And we see him smashing all the TVs of the past TNT champions. And then eventually there's only one TV left that shows him wearing the scapegoat mask, and it says scapegoat. But for those watching on TBS, they got Jack Perry saying it's all about sacrifice, and then it cut to a Taco Bell commercial halfway through the vignette, and then cut back to the end of the vignette.
Come on, man. Listen. Perfect. Fantastic. The best Jack Perry's ever been. That was great. Let's all move on. How long do we keep on this experiment?
I don't know. I really feel like Darby should win at all.
Sold. I thought I was gonna give him a chance to carry the TNT title, but you know what? You convinced me. All it took was a word. Sold.
It's Darby. Darby has a shot at the world title, so why would we expect him to win for the world title if he can't beat Jack Perry for the TNT title at all? So it just makes sense. Because we hear from Darby Allin, who cuts a good promo, in my opinion. He's walking backstage, and he says he doesn't remember the last time Perry was even on TNT. And he says that it doesn't matter. Perry doesn't have to show up this Friday on Rampage when Allin is wrestling. He doesn't have to show up at Collision. The whole reason that he didn't burn him alive, he's been getting asked that question ever since Blood and Guts, is so Perry shows up at Wembley Stadium, and he can beat him and finally put him to rest at All In.
Jesus.
Any thoughts on Darby's promo?
Good promo. It's not gonna make me give a fuck about Darby and Jack Perry. That's not gonna fucking happen. I don't see how that ever could. Where did this even come from besides the fire? And then this fire. This is an Inferno match? That could be interesting. But otherwise, I don't give a fuck. Sorry. Love Darby. The Jack Perry thing, I think, has been poorly managed. Jack Perry, to me, if we try to be objective about this, what is he good at? He's athletic, right? He's a handsome young man, right? That's about the end of it. He should be fucking generic babyface 6. I don't know why we have to keep trying to push this thing. I tried to give a comparison. I don't have one off the top of my fucking head. Billy Kidman. He should be Billy Kidman. It's a good match every week on TV, and we move on.
He did good character work leading up to Double or Nothing when he was in New Japan as well. I think that him in the Elite, it should have been that the Elite only had him in the Elite to control him, and that to stop his unpredictable actions. When he was doing showing up and helping the Elite win at Dynasty, when he hits Tony Khan, when he attacks Kenny Omega, they had to keep going with that, and they just stopped after the Kenny Omega attack. So they should have kept it going and had the Elite get the EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, get more oh shit, I don't know what we're gonna do with Jack. We told Jack to stay home this week. They should have been fearing the actions and the unpredictability of the scapegoat, but they completely have just shit the bed ever since Double or Nothing with the Elite storyline, and it's and Jack Perry is one of the big victims of that.
I'm gonna be honest. When we all saw the All-In footage, right? That's my favorite. That might be my favorite ramble we ever had. It was just a blast. All-In footage. We all said the same thing. Well, most of us, the Jim Cornettes and the fucking Frantic Rose didn't, but the rest of us said the same thing. Fucking Punk didn't lie, and Jack Perry's been screwed over big time here. That's it. That's it. Jack Perry to me came out. I don't say likable. Likable is strong, but it's a sympathetic figure. So of course, the first thing we have him do is turn heel. This is insanity. What are we doing exactly? It's insane. I'm sorry. He's a baby. That was hilarious. He's a baby.
Yeah, I know. This is a common reeks of sarcasm.
What are we doing? Go back to being Jungle Boy. It's death forever.
Hey, that theme song, it was a bop. It's a bop.
It was. And no, he should not take Kyle Fletcher's spot. I should have Kyle Fletcher, but there is not a single thing Jack Perry does better than Kyle Fletcher. Not a one. Not even a little bit. Kyle Fletcher is bigger. He's taller. He's a better wrestler. He's fucking.
I think Jack Perry is a better promo. You
think so? That fucking wooden ass delivery. You sit there in your leather jacket and your fucking lifts. Get the fuck out of here. It stinks. I'm sorry. That wooden delivery is heinous. I'm sorry. And I'll beat you, Darby. Sir. Have you woken up yet?
Oh, man. Next up, we get Katsuyori Shabata going one-on-one with Bryan Keith, the Bad Apple. This is Keith's first match back on Dynamite, his first singles match since joining the Learning Tree. He's been out of action since May with a broken orbital bone. This match really suffered from the commercial break in the middle of it. Not that I was really that into the action when we did see it, but Taz was removed from commentary, and the reason why I wasn't really into this is because Chris Jericho just knows how to overshadow anything that's going on in the ring. He's boasting about his matchup with Minoru Suzuki, receiving 4 stars from Dave Meltzer, but he got his fingers broken. Shabata immediately stomps at the left arm that he injured before of Keith. Excalibur calls it a branch for a branch. Keith fought back on the floor, slammed Shabata into the barricade repeatedly, staying in control during the commercial break. Shabata absorbs some strikes from Keith when things return, but Keith fired off a nasty-looking uppercut headbutt into a neck breaker for a 2 count. Keith connected on a exploder for a 2 as well. Another headbutt from Keith caught Shabata, who responded with a ripcord slap to the face, the bitch maker. He applies the iron claw that he learned from Kevin Von Erich, and then he transitions into a cross arm breaker on the bad arm to pick up the tap out victory in this matchup. Post-match, though, Shabata celebrates for too long, and Big Bill and Chris Jericho attack him right at the bell with Keith. They were about to level Shabata with the FTW championship when the music of Hook hits. He makes his return to AEW for the first time in a month. He sprints down from the back, clears the ring of both Keith and Bill. Hook and Jericho start slugging it out before Big Bill has to pull Jericho to safety out of the ring. Hook grabs the FTW championship and stands tall with Shabata in the ring. It looks like we're getting Hook and Jericho again at All In. Please end this mercifully.
Agreed on all counts. It's over. Like, I didn't realize this until just now. Even though we talked about it earlier, it didn't hit me. But Jericho's bragging about having a 4-star match with, who was it? Murder Grandpa?
Yeah.
Chris Jericho is bragging about having a 4-star match. Chris Jericho. I know a lot of you are too young to remember, but Chris Jericho used to be amazing. How far we have fallen. 4-star match is an off night for Chris Jericho. Now he's bragging about it. It's an undeserved 4-star match, by the way.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Like, what are we doing, Dave? David. You gave that almost a full star more than I did. Like, David, really.
God damn. Yeah. Really. You see SummerSlam ratings yet? I'm curious.
It comes out tomorrow.
Oh, good Lord.
Did you see my SummerSlam star ratings?
I did not. Let me get a quick rundown.
Give me a match, and I'll tell you what I did.
Gunther and Priest.
4 1/4. Highest rated
Live
on the show.
Oh,
3 3/4.
LA Knight, Logan Paul.
3 3/4.
And that's something I don't really care about. Punk and Drew.
4 stars.
You see this? You see this? CM Punk hater number 6, and he still came through in the clutch because he knows a good story when he sees it. You gotta be a fucking hater, Dave.
No, I did not understand that whole. I don't know if I sent it to you, but Dave saying the match was disappointing. I was like, what the fuck are we even talking about?
What is going on? What is going on? Dave has lost the plot. It's a goddamn shit.
I did not understand. There was a couple of fans that were like that. I was like, oh, I didn't like it. I was like, the in-ring work wasn't the best. The best match in-ring wise was Gunther and Damian Priest. But the story was what it was all about. Yes, it was a little too focused on stuff. And that's why I didn't get the quarter that Damian Priest and Gunther had. But the storytelling was on point throughout.
Goddamn shame. Very disappointing. I don't know about you guys, but quite a few wrestling fans. I was like, oh my God, it's really over. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's a wrap. My lowest rated matchup was I made it a tie. I made it a wash between Sammy and Braun and Solo and Cody. Solo and Cody is the worst match on the show in my opinion because I'd much rather see a 2 3/4 3-star 5-minute match than a 2 3/4 3-star 30 fucking minute match. I'm sorry.
Who do you blame for that? The way it was laid out? You blame Solo? A lot of people blame Solo. What do we blame for that?
I don't really blame Solo because you should know where he's at already. I blame the layout because it's a Bloodline rules matchup and niggas didn't use any weapons for 16 minutes.
Right? It's so weird.
Like, I understand you want to wait for the interference part of it, but it's still no disqualification. Bloodline rules for the first 16 minutes of the match. Don't have a regular ass match when Cody and Solo have never had a very good regular ass match. So what the fuck are we doing?
I cut the first 5 to 10 minutes of that. Or we go, like you said, we go straight to the weapons and fucking I mean, Solo's supposed to be an animal, right? So the whole point of this fucking group was a bunch of fucking reject Samoans who are too dangerous to keep around, right? Let's just do that part. I don't know. Fuck it.
I was like, you first 16 minutes, you either use weapons in that first 16 minutes, or you just have the Tongans in his corner. So we don't have all the fans fucking looking at the entranceway for the first 16 minutes of the match.
Yeah, that was an odd choice. I don't get it. Oh, is Jacob all right? Fatu? I heard mixed signals.
Yeah, it's like mixed. It's still so mixed. I don't think we're gonna really find out the real word until SmackDown. Hopefully, he wears the boot and then pulls it off to attack Roman.
With the bad foot. It's actually hurt. He's just a monster. Wouldn't say. All right, last SummerSlam question. I think. Well, not SummerSlam, but it's SummerSlam related adjacent. Are you still in on Solo and Roman at Mania? I gotta think Roman's like, you know what? I'm gonna pass on that.
I think so. I think you can, because I think that eventually the Bloodline Civil War, you can lay it out where Bloodline Civil War, the OG Bloodline wins that at War Games. Then you can kind of keep them separated for a little bit and build to Roman and Cody at Royal Rumble, Roman Cody 3 at Royal Rumble. You have Rock win the Rumble to set up. He's going to face the winner of that matchup. And Solo costs Roman that match against Cody. And it sets up Cody and Rock, Solo and Roman at WrestleMania.
I can't see. Solo's done well. I don't think he's done well enough to earn a WrestleMania main event. I'm sorry.
Look, I honestly begged the question during our SummerSlam review. I was like, did Solo lose his fucking WrestleMania big time matchup with this performance?
I think so. I think it's sorry. I gotta be honest. I was thinking that the Rock might be, because last we heard from Rock on Twitter, he said he can't say much about WrestleMania. Why are you speaking at all, Rock? But whatever. But it's going to be the biggest match of all time. And we already know what he thinks the biggest match of all time is. We know what he thinks that is. And it ain't Cody. I'm sorry. We're doing a Roman match. Let it go. Cody can face Orton.
He's a long gamer, guys. He's a long gamer. That's all I'm gonna keep repeating for y'all. He's a long gamer. I talked to Dwayne enough times to know he's a long gamer.
That just means he takes over. That's what that means. Long gamer. I do what I want. For
long gamer. No, 25 years. By Rumble 2025, it will be he won in Royal Rumble 2000 and in Royal Rumble 2025. 25 years between Rumble wins.
He definitely comes in at 30. He definitely does his full fucking entrance. It's just.
Oh my god! I freaking hit the boom too much. It smushed up my camera. What do you got, Big Man does? He says The Rock needs to be in that spot, not Solo. So Rock's got bigger fish to fry. He's facing Cody for the WWE championship.
Cody. Yeah, Roman's about to take that. So Roman takes Cody's belt, and then we do Roman and Rock. Sorry. Cody, you had a nice run. It's been nice.
That's ridiculous. What is Cody gonna do? You're saying, Cody, we let you get this past year. You're not gonna get it 2 years.
You're not getting this one, right? You just you can face Orton, you can face Punk, you can face whoever you want. Just The Rock's not available. Rock's probably stopped taking his phone calls. He's not available. Mr. Johnson's not available. He'll get back to you when he can.
We'll get back to you soon. Or you do Jacob Fatu versus Roman. Jacob Fatu takes Solo spot.
I could see that. They done a really good job building him up. So maybe do Roman and fucking Solo at some other point. Fucking Netflix open show. The first Netflix on Raw is Roman and Solo.
They don't even get a pay-per-view. No, they do it in Saudi. If they really down on his performance at SummerSlam, they do it at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, and again, I don't think Solo's been bad. I think he's been great in certain aspects. He's
been great as a character. It's just in ring.
Yeah. It's just sorry. You got to ask Roman to stand in the ring for 20 minutes with somebody, right? Not by my fucking self, right? All right. Well then, no, I'm gonna pass on Solo. Sorry, love you, Solo.
And this is why we are called AEWramble, where we ramble about WWE. Next up, we go backstage to Renee Paquette, who is with Orange Cassidy, who is set to have a rematch against Roderick Strong, Beast Mortos, and Roosh tonight. But the rest of the conglomeration aren't able to travel due to the hurricane in the area. Cassidy said he's still going to wrestle tonight, and he found some local boys to team with. Cassidy asks Paquette asks him, does he need anything? And he asks if she wants to take his place, but she politely declines. And Cassidy says it's fine. He wouldn't let her do that anyway, even though he asks. And I like the fact he was wearing multiple bracelets. So don't take those away from him.
Absolutely. How about that? The fuck? That was a weird promo. That was weird. Nice. I
like the setup. I like the setup of their two local boys because I did not think it would be FTR.
What's going on with you today? What?
I'm sorry.
You bid on fucking Kyle Fletcher and MJF, and now you know two local boys with FTR? It's always FTR. It's always FTR. It's just always them. Here they come.
Always Danhausen, Punk, Mark Briscoe. They teamed up with all these random baby since they started their baby face run.
How long has it been now? It's been a while.
It's been 2 years. Yeah, it's been since 2022.
I was so hyped when they were the hottest thing on planet Earth. By the way, that was a real thing. By the way, I know it was 20 years ago, but FTR was the hottest thing on planet Earth.
2 years ago.
They had all the
even
belts.
last year with the Bullet Club Gold rivalry.
Right. And now they're just two local boys.
Two local boys. All right, but Paquette had bigger fish to fry because then she met up backstage with Hangman Adam Page. She brings up the Hangman not getting the outcomes he's been looking for ever since he returned to AEW. And Paige says that there's only ever been one man he's wanted to take everything from, leaving him with nothing but the ash of his pride. Justice delayed is justice denied because all these dumbasses keep getting in my way. But please believe he'll have what he wants. I love this unhinged Hangman. This so unhinged Hangman. And the fact that he does not say this nigga's name. He will not say her name in these promos makes it even better because everyone knows who he's talking about. He doesn't need to say his name. We know who he's referring to.
Hangman is. I don't want to go too overboard. But I'll say he's one of the best wrestling characters of the last 10 years. Just his arc from super babyface to this psychopath. It's just so much fun. It works. I believe it. He's great in it. I don't know where this comes from. But he's really good at it.
I don't know. He's getting close with more promos like this, and when he did, before online. I might be going as far as to say he might be a better heel than he was a babyface, and I think he's one of the best babyfaces in AEW history.
Wow, better heel than babyface. Ooh, I mean that's not impossible. Yeah, I need some time, but I'm not against that. Character work's been splendid. Props to everybody involved. I assume it's just Hangman. Otherwise, Tony Khan would have came out and taken credit already.
Frantic Bro says, we work together on the character.
We work together on the character.
No, I gave the Triple H one something, and we work together on the character. That's more Tony Khan. Frantic Bro says, Paige is super pissed, and I love it. We got I Make Beast. He says he's been angry since November last year when he stapled Swerve. He drank his blood, and it's changed him ever since. We saw the we've seen the slow deterioration of his mind ever since then.
He's been so good. I wish we got more Hangman. That's the problem with this show. We're spreading ourselves like I don't want to say thin, but equally. Why is Hangman getting 2 minutes on the show? And I gotta watch fucking the rest of these ones for well more than 2 minutes. I'm sorry. We start cutting some dead wood here. Who gives a fuck about Orange Cassidy? It's 2024. We're still doing this?
It's like this is so 2023.
The numbers don't even. Remember when we used to justify it with the numbers? Every time Orange Cassidy opens a show, they do above 1 million. How long ago was that? It's over. Can we be done with this? Give the time to Hangman, please. Or MJF or Ospreay or fucking somebody.
You got Genesis who says Hangman is the protagonist of AEW. You got Big Man Dogs who says, especially since he came back, he says he's enjoying it. We got Power Driver Finisher. He says Hanger is so my energy from the moment I wake up.
Invisible motherfucker, Jesus.
That popped me so much. I'm sorry. All right, we get a sit-down interview with Jim Ross interviewing AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland. Swerve says he's excited what he's going to see. Oh, no, JR has actually said he's excited to see what he's going to see at Allin and worried the fans don't realize what the fans might miss if they don't see this main event. Strickland brings up tagging with and against wrestling legends last year at Wembley Stadium. And he says, cut to this year, he's the main event. Swerve said about his prior actions that it was his way to knock on the door and make some noise until someone finally let him in. I'm going to let Jimmy say what he said to them respond to that in our messages. Swerve knows what Danielson is fighting for, as JR brings up how this could be it for Danielson. Win, lose, or draw. Strickland said that if the AEW world title wasn't enough for Danielson, it's also about legacy. And if he were in the same situation, would anyone give a damn about him? Strickland controls the narrative, and that's what worries people in All Elite Wrestling. Does Strickland care about Danielson being a parent or a father? No. And he questions why JR thinks will be Swerve's toughest test. What happens when Danielson's body gives out on him and won't hold up? Not only can Strickland beat Danielson, he will beat Danielson, and Danielson's legacy will belong to him. I'm loving the not heel but antagonist, babyface antagonist, Swerve Strickland. Whenever he's against a babyface, it's been the best stuff of his world title reign, whether it be against Ospreay, whether it be last week's promo against Danielson, and then here, and then later on in the night. It's been very, very good. what did you think about the sit-down interview?
Swerve was a great character. Somebody else was really up there. I think we added a layer. I don't know if it was on purpose, but we definitely added a layer of he's not just ruthless. He might actually be evil because fucking knocking on the door. This nigga endangered a child. He broke into somebody's house. He tried to murder Nick Wayne on national television. And that's knocking on the door. What the fuck are you talking about, sir? You should be in prison several times over.
You have broken into 2 houses. You endangered a young infant and bloodied an 18-year-old kid on national TV.
Knocking on the door. Just trying to get an opportunity. What? Oh my God. JR is knocking on the door to prison. JR sounds bad, but as far as what he said, he's still great at that. He's still really good.
Yeah.
First of all, selling the pay-per-view right away. You know what the fans gonna miss? They don't buy this pay-per-view. Like, holy shit. He's always been amazing.
I was like, JR's the only one who can pull this off. But this might be the best use of JR because of how he sounds. Because he's been through a lot. He's been through a lot the last couple of months. Being in and out of the hospital, shortness of breath and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, like, seeing him here, if he's going to be able to call this matchup at all in. It doesn't sound like he should or could.
Yeah. It's very sad. Props to him, though. He called Michael Cole greatest of all time. He's wrong.
Yeah.
It's still Jim Ross. It's still Jim Ross. But
it's still Jim Ross.
Appreciate the love. Appreciate the humbleness. It was really good. Swerve was fucking fantastic as a character. The promo was good, but the character stuff is where he shines. It's fucking
great there. He really is. He really is. Next up, we get a 6-man tag team matchup. Orange Cassidy teaming up with the local boys, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, FTR, to face Beast Mortos, Roderick Strong, and Roosh. This was the matchup that happened last week with the conglomeration against this trio, but this time it's a rematch here. And it wasn't the regular kind of AEW party match. This was more of an FTR matchup than it was the regular like party match, hitting moves everywhere, had a kind of a FTR like layout to it. FTR came out in their jean jackets and shades on. Dax wearing the Bret Hart shades, which was a great touch. Don Callis was on commentary, and Taz was allowed back after Chris Jericho was gone. We see Matt Taven and Mike Bennett took a seat in the crowd. There's fast tags from both teams right out the gate. Strong was isolated by FTR and Cassidy, who stepped over Wheeler's back and just fell onto Strong who was sent outside along with Roosh and Mortos. FTR and Cassidy did the hands in the pocket pose before we went to a commercial break. We got fast tags from Mortos, Roosh, and Strong, who did the locomotion splash in the corner on Wheeler, who got the heat, who was dropped with a pop-up Samoan drop by Mortos. Mortos has been really good on Collision and on Dynamite the last couple of weeks, and on ROH as well. Wheeler finally fought free and dove for a hardwood hot tag. He came in running wild, a series of counters on Mortos, leading to a nice spine buster. Quick series of pinfalls. We get a nice little exchange between Dax and Roderick Strong, which ends with Roderick hitting the sick kick and then a blind tag to Mortos, who hits a big swanton bomb for a 2 count. As the referee was distracted, Taven and Bennett hopped over the railing and got in some cheap shots on Dax on the outside. He remained isolated and took the heat going into another commercial break. When we come back to after the second commercial break, Hardwood and Roosh were colliding for a double down, and then Cassidy made the tag in. He avoided a Mortos tag and made a tag himself and ran wild. We get a head scissors DDT tope from Cassidy, led to a deja vu, a wild deja vu, a couple of rotations on Mortos similar to last week. This time he hits the DDT. Cassidy signaled for the orange punch, but Strong ran distraction enough for Mortos to flatten Cassidy and Hardwood. Wheeler was there with a power slam. Roosh took out Wheeler. Cassidy appeared for a beach break on Roosh, but Roosh kicked out at 1. The match broke down further until it led to Roosh being alone with the baby faces. We get an orange punch followed by the Shatter Machine by FTR for the 1-2-3. Orange Cassidy and FTR pick up the victory here. Tony Schiavone called them OFTR, which made no sense. Then post-match, we get the Acclaim coming down to the ring. And I don't know if this was like in storyline, but maybe it was a production error as well, because Max Caster's mic did not work. I think it would have worked if they gave the mic to the better talker, Anthony Bowens. Maybe that's just me. That's just a theory. I don't know. But Harwood got on the mic and he says that the production team, this crowd, or them don't want to hear what he has to say. They says they have all the respect in the world for the Acclaim. And Dax says he's not the eloquent talker that everybody else is, but this goes beyond AEW. He says, why don't they break free from that wall of people and fight them right now? This leads to a pull-apart brawl between all four men, which did not sound like the North Carolina crowd cared that much. And Orange Cassidy didn't care that much. This dude puts on his sunglasses. He grabs the hat of Mac Caster and puts it on. He asks his FTR, like, how y'all doing? All right, whatever. And walks away. Orange Cassidy was the highlight of this post-match here. But the match was pretty fun for what it was. What did you think about the match and the post-match with FTR and the Acclaim? Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense that the Acclaim seem more concerned with FTR when they already have a guaranteed title shot for the AEW World Tag Team titles against the Young Bucks.
Well, where are the Bucks?
They've been MIA since Blood and Guts.
You know, some guys just want to show up, work once a month, do pre-tapes, go home. I didn't know who he was talking about because I don't pay that close attention to these things, but I am more recently. Yeah. What do you want from me? This is not a feud. I'm not entirely sure what this is. Two tag teams waiting for the Bucks. This is a waste of everybody's time. Another pull apart. We just did it with Mariah and Toni, where people gave a fuck, and now you can do it with FTR and the Acclaimed. Yeah. First of all, I swap all three of them for Nigel, but if I have to swipe one, it would probably be Taz. Shockingly. Yeah, fucking Dax talking about fucking I'm as eloquent as you are. You're the best promo here, sir. What are you babbling about? This stinks.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. This match, as far as the match goes, I couldn't even kind of tell you how little I gave a fuck. I don't care about any of these six people at all. I used to love FTR. Don't care. Roger Strong hasn't been fucking funny for a while now. Over it. The Beast Mortos, he might be doing great on Collision. I don't know. That show hasn't existed to me outside of the first 3 months. Who else there? Roosh, told you. Fucking Temu Andrade, not interested. And who's left? Orange Cassidy. Sir, please go on vacation. What happened to our vacation? He was off TV for a while. At least off Dynamite. What the Collision? What the fuck?
He gets 2 weeks in a row.
I hope
You're already open.
Like, what are we doing? I'm sorry. It's the same thing for forever. Yeah, Excalibur is just a bore. He's invested. Trust me, he is invested. He just sounds uninvested. He's heinous. Taz makes the show actively worse to me. Cynthia Jones, please shut the fuck up. Please stop speaking. Stop. This Excalibur adds something to the show, some information I didn't give a fuck about. You know, these two wrestled in Germany 12 years ago. What? Nigga. What the fuck? Who cares? What? All right.
Wrestled in Germany.
Team Schiavone. Oh, save us, Nigel.
Oh, man. Yeah, Nigel is the best commentator in the company. So he should be on the A show. I agree. Right? I've been saying it for months. He should just do that. Especially because Bryan's been mostly on Dynamite. So, like, that's the whole thing. You need he better be on commentary for Bryan and Swerve at All In. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, right. Oh, please gotta be. Oh, please got to be.
He's got to be. We got a nice little video package hyping up Hologram The impressive newcomer is shown from his success he's been having since debuting. Show a lot of his high flying, all of his great action that he's been doing. It's been one of the best things that Tony Khan has come up with, especially for Collision, and especially in front of that Arlington crowd that loves Lucha Libre. What did you think about the video package for Hologram?
Video package was actually dope. I wanted to hate it because I hate all things like in that realm they've ever done. Fucking Gravity and who's the other one? There's another one. Just like, oh my god, we got it. He flies high. This stinks. Who's the guy who always jumps on the top rope?
Commander, who walks the top rope.
Yes, Commander, fucking Gravity. All these niggas stink. But I was watching Hologram. Like, this is kind of dope. He gives me the Kingo vibes. I was like, are we gonna buy in? Because I thought we should have bought it with the other one. He botches a lot, but like, just go for it. He's so different than everybody, even the other fucking luchas. Go for it. I hope they go.
I think they didn't pull the trigger with Vikingo because he's still a part of AAA. Even though, if you're looking at Vikingo's social media, he's been like teasing that he wants to go back to AEW. So it'll be like a soul for a soul because I know Conan had something to do with the Lucha Bros leaving. Because that what goes around comes around shit. Like, you ain't slick, homie. I know this is what you meant.
Why are we letting his relationship with AAA?
Yeah.
Vikingo? Why is that an issue? Doesn't fucking Joe Hendry work for TNA? This is not an issue. He's out.
They know. He's out. Unprecedented deal. I got to trade at the Performance Center. I'm on NXT every week.
Unprecedented deal. That means they.
And then you got the TNA fans, all four of them. That's like, why didn't Joe Hendry win the TNA World title?
Four.
Because they know what's going on.
Unprecedented deal. That means Nick Khan came in our office and put some shit off the desk and said, "This is how it's going to work from now on, cocksucker." And it walked out. I don't know if we're bad for TNA. You're getting something out of it. I mean, to be fair, you're not in a position to fucking fight back. So you just take what you can get. That's all right. They should do it with Vikingo. Maybe not. Maybe you think Hologram's better than Vikingo? I'll ask you that.
No, I think Vikingo's better. Oh. But Hologram's been awesome. He's been tremendous. Him and Mortos had one of my favorite Collision matches of the year so far. Right up there with Bryan and Hechicero. So, yeah. But we get footage of the Patriarchy being attacked by the House of Black and the Bang Bang Gang from last week's Collision. The Patriarchy were backstage tonight and said that both of those teams are looking for their title shots. You had the Bang Bang Gang, who are the former champions who want their rematch. You had the House of Black, who were the previous number one contenders until they weren't a trio for that long, but now that they are finally a trio again, they want to get back into the mix. So he says this week on Collision, there will be a number one contenders match for the trios titles, and the winner will face the Patriarchy at the biggest show of the year in Wembley Stadium at Allin. But he says this matchup needs some type of authority. You would say this match needs a father. So that is why Christian Cage will be the special guest referee for the matchup, as everyone needs a father figure.
No, like Christian
is still great.
He's great. He sounds tired.
Even when he sounds tired. I feel like this was filmed after Collision.
Gotcha.
I think Collision was filmed last Thursday. So because he's basically in the same outfit that he wore on Collision. So I don't think this was actually filmed. I think he had to be one of the people that had travel issues if he did. So he had something on layaway for him.
This is fine. This is clearly missing Jay White. I'm sorry. I can't take the Bang Bang Gang seriously as a threat without Jay White. I don't care about X-Pac, Road Dogg, and Billy Gunn. I don't take you guys all that seriously. I just don't. You're all needed, but I don't take you seriously. No disrespect.
I did love the segment on Collision where he did the whole thing where he's been walking around with all 3 titles, and then he gave one of the titles to Nick Wayne. Said, "You've been great. You've been great since you came into my heart." And then he was like, "Kill Switch, you are my finisher. That's why I gave you the name Kill Switch." He was like, "The patriarchy would not be what it is today without you. But you did not give birth to a prodigy. So this other title goes to Mother Race."
When are we doing the turn? It doesn't seem like people care that much about the turn anymore.
No, they do. Whenever he's involved, when he has an in-ring segment, the crowd gets into it. They're into they I feel like they're gonna keep teasing it. They might pull the hopefully they pull the trigger sometime this year before everyone stops it.
I'm not mad at it. I don't really want to see a Kill Switch Christian match, but
you gotta pull the trigger eventually, for sure. Power Driver Finisher says, "Thank you, Christian, for continuing to be a father figure so far from home." Big Man Dog says, "I like when Christian calls Nick the apple of his eye."
What are we even doing?
It's the best. He is the best heel. He still is, even when he's tired. Oh, love you, Dad. We get next. Camille is in action. What's better than her squashing one lady? Is he squashing 2 this week? She goes up against Jasmine Howe and Clara Carter. Quick thrust kick flattens Howe as Carter tries to run away, but was quickly caught and squashed by Camille as well. Mercedes is laughing on the outside. Both ladies dodged a corner charge and got off a few boots, but Camille mowed them down with a lariat and a pump kick. Spin out torture rack bomb on Howe, and then Carter gets the sit out dominator for the 1-2-3. Camille picks up her second win in AEW in this 2-on-1 handicap match. Mercedes stood over the fallen bodies of the jobbers before Camille dispatched of them. The crowd didn't react as Monet was saying her CEO line. Monet then said, Britt Baker isn't here again this week. And she says, you can't chant DMD this week. I think she was looking for the fans to chant DMD. They did not. They did not at all. Monet then ran down Baker, says that she has been making her life a living hell, so she is happy the EVPs have suspended her, and she thanks them for making it happen. But as she is running down Baker some more, then Tony Schiavone appears on the screen, on the stage. He says that he was informed by Christopher Daniels that Tony Khan had overruled the Young Bucks and lifted the suspension of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And Baker was waiting by via satellite. She did get some noticeable boos when she showed up on the screen. She says she disappointing fans because she wasn't actually there, more than probably what's going on off screen. Baker said that Monet can get her suspended all she wants, but she can't run come All In. Baker said that when she makes a commitment to something, she sees it through to the end. Unlike Monet, who takes her ball home and whenever things doesn't go her way. AEW is the flavor of the month to Monet, but to Baker, it's home. Mercedes can count her money all she wants because at All In, Baker will be the first person to defeat the great Mercedes Monet. And Baker has 7 days to figure out how to get her hands on Mercedes, and she can trust that she can trust that because she's a doctor, and she is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Finally, the crowd did the DMDs when she did that. So I think this rivalry has lost steam because of the whole suspension to Britt Baker. So hopefully they come up with something good to heat it back up next week.
I don't want to keep bagging on Mercedes. I just don't. How long has she been here?
Since March.
Jesus. God. All right, try to be as nice as I possibly can about this. She looks great. You can say that. She's stinks. I'm sorry. Can we just stop with all this? This talking ain't for her. It just is not. I cannot. We were talking about worst main event promos. We were clearly not including women in this because we said nobody was close to Randy Orton. Mercedes most certainly fucking is. She is most certainly in that fucking category. What are we even talking about? I can't get over it. The completely dead crowd didn't help, but more from them. This has been a completely bundled feud. The suspension played a part in it, obviously.
I liked it before Britt stopped showing up. I was enjoying.
Well, she didn't stop showing up.
I know she was forced. She was prevented from showing up.
She hurt MJF's feelings, and now she can't. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, ma'am. I love you, I love you, Britt, but you probably shouldn't talk about some fucking awesome rock match.
What's the meme? You should have been talking shit.
I mean, you got to know who you are. You can't be shitting on the Austin Rock match that's happening. They think everything's going to be okay after that.
Especially when Deborah's in the locker room.
And she's clearly got a big fucking mouth. Her paycheck depends on that guy. So what do you think she's going to go do? She's here because of that guy. That's the only reason she's here. Let's be honest. She's gorgeous. But let's keep it a buck. Can we? Please and thank you. Yes, Mercedes has been a flop. I'm sorry. A flop is strong. What's in between a flop and mid? Subpar. She's been subpar. Sorry. I thought we decided a few months ago or a month ago that they had finally figured it out. That we figured it out. Mercedes' thing is pre-tapes and matches. We figured it out. That's all she should ever do. And they keep giving her a fucking microphone, a live microphone at that. What are we doing exactly? I am sorry. Camille looks very impressive.
This did not hit. I liked the promo last week. I know you didn't, but I liked the promo last week. But I can't deny this was not good.
I know we spent what was it? I don't want to hear it again because it's going to make my head explode. How much did you pay it again?
She's the highest paid woman in the company. I don't know how much. We don't know the exact figure.
I know we spent a fuck ton of money on Mercedes, and we feel like we should protect our investor by not having her wrestle every week because then the values, whatever. But no, that part's done. Right now, we just get what we can fucking get, and she should wrestle every fucking week. I'm sorry. That's the move. Every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. Match, pre-tape. Match, pre-tape. Match, pre-tape.
Or did you see the link I sent you? That promo she cut after Dynamite was better than the promo on Dynamite, where she was talking shit about the fans. Yeah, I mean, I just want her to just in that type of attitude where she just shit on the fans. Just shit on the fans. Don't shit on Britt because I don't know if that's going to work. Shit on the fans.
It's not going to hit. She's the first, but she's never the best. It's like, ma'am, why are you talking like that? Are you okay? What the fuck is going on? It's not like Britt is this fucking she's important, but she's not this beloved babyface. She's not fucking Willow or somebody where we're like, oh, I can't believe you would talk about her like that. No, it's just she's homegrown. We like her more than the outsiders.
I feel like you're crapping all over this. Like we weren't high on the first promo that they had together. We were both high on.
How long ago was that, sir?
It's not 4 weeks. 4 weeks.
No, it's a month ago. Like if you come to my house fucking a month ago, we had a good time. Then every other time you come and you take a shit on my rug, man, you act like we ain't have a good time.
Not that. You're ridiculous.
You my fucking rug.
What? You
my goddamn rug.
Way too much.
You act like we have a good time a month ago, nigga. My rug. If you don't mind, if you do not mind. The fuck.
I would say this week is the closest thing to shitting on your rug. This week.
Last week was ass. This week was shit on the rug.
No, it was not ass. It was not ass. You feel it was ass. I don't.
Fickle. I'm not. Absolutely not. SP can back me up. I've been shitting on some Mercedes things since the open, where I told you she wasn't a draw. Certainly not compared to Becky. You all told me I was wrong and out of my fucking mind, and I was right as per usual. And then she's been ass ever since. Except when she wrestles, when she's good. Sorry.
We got Joe Pearl in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. He says Camille should take out 3 women next week, 4 the next, then 5, all the way to 10, and then never give her a title shot, despite all the victories.
And it looks very unimpressive because she's just as tall as tiny ass Mercedes is.
She was shitting on you in that promo that she did after Dynamite. She was like, people are mad at me for wearing my 6-inch Louis Vuittons. I'm not wearing no ballerina shoes.
I'm not mad at you for wearing it. It's just making Camille look less impressive. I know you don't give a fuck because it's not you, but I'm just saying. You should. It's part of your whole aura, isn't that? Oh, well. Maybe not.
Oh man, this is ridiculous. We got Big Man Dallas says Mercedes has been a game changer for me. You're just a hater. Just reaping with sarcasm there.
Game changer. The most important free agent in fucking wrestling history. Something comes out of his fucking mind. The most important free agent.
It made him push the women's division. So it is the most important.
The most important in AEW fucking history. Stop it. Knock it off. In a year, we'll be saying.
I agree with I Make Beats. Promo was it? He says it wasn't too bad. Still better than Face Monet. I think the promo was bad,
waiting,
but it's still better than Face Monet.
See, I was waiting for you to say that. That's what the argument I was ready to have. The argument I was ready to have was, how many months are we gonna let you get away with this shit? It's better than her as a babyface. Enough. Instead, it's I Make Beats comes up with it. Enough. So what? So what? Enough.
You got Power Jam finishers. I agree with whatever Jimmy is saying.
I love that. You not like shit on the rug? People don't like shit on the rug. I don't know what to
No,
say.
I think that's a little extreme. Just a little extreme. Just like Will Ospreay was a little over the top in the opening. Little.
Let me bring it down. I believe this run so far has been subpar. And as far as Mercedes standards go, it's been bad. How's that? Is that better? Subpar for everybody else. For Mercedes, bad.
Hey, if you think so, I don't agree. But
you don't? Where would you put it? What would you think?
Average.
It's had 6 in-ring segments with a microphone.
It's been average. Fine.
Average for like the average person, or for Mercedes?
For Mercedes, it's average.
So it's been good for everybody else. Like, this was a regular old motherfucker. This is a good run.
Yeah. She's gotten better as a heel. She's had really good to great matches with Willow and Stephanie Vicaire. The first promo segment with Dr. Britt Baker DMD was probably one of the best promo segments that the women's division's ever had in AEW.
I agree.
And she's introduced a new talent in Camille.
She ain't introduced shit. Don't do that. We have 3 good things in April, May, June, July. 3 good things in 5 months. We'll call it a win, I suppose. That's average. Fucking a Nas ass discography. 1 hot verse every 10-year average. What are we doing?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
She's so lame. Listen, no, I don't like Charlotte promos either. No, you're not gonna compare fucking ass to ass and say one thing is less ass because this is more ass. No. I don't fall for the okie doke.
She in fact got Vicaire the back. Thank you.
I love that. That's impressive. You know, that's a good thing. You know, we're gonna add that to her list. She managed to not get Stephanie to AEW. Good job. Stupid. Good job. Ran out of AEW.
No, we're not gonna call her stupid. This is what we're
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I didn't call her stupid. I did not.
You said congratulations, stupid.
No, congratulations,
exactly
period. Congratulations, period. Stupid, period. That's all. Come on.
No, there was a comma, not a period. It was a comma. Like you said her name. Stupid.
To be clear, I don't actually blame her for that. But what do you want from her? She had 3 good things in the fucking 5 months. This is my favorite female wrestler ever 5 months ago. And now I hate her like she's Matt Jackson.
Annika says, do you like Kreese's championship run? better than Monet?
A month ago, I would have said no, but him and Gunther was cooking. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It got him where he needed to go. He's that segment on Raw, man. He felt like one of the biggest baby faces in the whole company.
So we had that segment on Raw. We had the SummerSlam match, and we had the pull-apart Raw with Gunther, and then we had the fucking trash fucking promo. 4 good things in 5 weeks. Mercedes has 3 good things in 5 months. Damian Priest is better than Mercedes. What the fuck is going on here?
Do this. The contract signing with Willow was great. The contract signing with Willow was also great.
All right, that's 4. That's 4. We need one more. We need one more to increase your fucking.
Was great. Her debut was great.
Her debut was ass.
Oh no!
I told you. I told you that then.
No, you did not.
I didn't say. I don't want to hear from Punk. I don't want to hear from any of these go home. I mean, I'm home ass promos. I didn't say that. That wasn't you I was talking to. Come on now.
You did say that, but you ain't say it was ass.
All right.
You did not say it was ass.
I forget. Subpar. I'm not interested.
You did not say it was subpar. You said it was.
Oh my. Good. She can't talk.
They opened and closed with Mercedes at Big Business.
That's not to her. That's Tony Khan's booking. Oh, right, never mind. I forgot she books her own stuff. Yeah, she's a better booker than she is the fucking in-ring talent. Good job. Apologies. Mercedes versus Willow match was not great. It was good.
It was great.
Don't do that, Skip.
I thought it was great.
Oh my god.
It was great. It was great.
Halftime show costume change.
Oh yeah, exactly. We love that. We both complimented that.
I texted you that she's a star. Yes. Nothing about that has changed. She's still wondrous to look at. And wrestle. We've seen none of that.
I'm very much annoyed by all of this, but
I know.
All right, we get a
hurts,
video,
right? Like them Drake fans. They can't believe that GOAT stinks.
I'm annoyed at your short-term memory and you're retconning. You complimenting something. It's ridiculous.
I know. It hurts. I know. It's like them watching Drake get beat up. I know you this motherfucker was the GOAT. And you just found out he's not that guy. I know, it hurts.
No, we are not going to compare Mercedes Monet to Drake. No.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Why not?
No.
Why not? Do you have a good reason outside of
Canadian?
They're both fucking
and Mercedes did not get murked by a California OG, California GOAT.
That's true.
Video package for Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland title versus career airs. Then we get footage from Collision of Claudio Castagnoli winning a 3-way matchup against Tomohiro Ishii and Lee Moriarty to earn an opportunity at the AEW Continental Championship. And we learned that next week, Claudio Castagnoli will go face-to-face with the Continental Champion, the member of the Elite, Kazuchika Okada. It seems like because they're doing this face-to-face next week, that this is going to be the match at Allin. Claudio versus Okada.
Fucking certainly. When I saw this graphic, I went, ooh, that is a match I would like to see. That is an almost main event for next week. Then it's a face-to-face. Who gives a fuck? Claudio, already we're done. We're done. A face-to-face with Claudio. Who cares? Oh my God. What the fuck? I'm so annoyed. Okada, as much as they show Mercedes, Okada's done it the right way. If you're going to be a disappointment, just don't be on TV. Just get paid to do nothing. Props to you, sir. Kevin Nash is proud. You should get paid, sir.
See, I feel bad for Genesis. This is Genesis' first time watching. He's like, how did we get here? I seem to ask this question every week on most of the things we discuss.
How did I get here? You guys don't understand. I have like 25 5-star matches all the time. I know you get that done in half a year. I think I'm pretty much spot on with that, ain't I? I have 25
I've never had 25 in 1 year. I've never had half of that. Maybe. I got 12. I got 12 so far this year.
I think it's August. I've got 25 5-star matches all time, maybe. Fucking Mercedes versus Bailey at fucking TakeOver Brooklyn is one of them. I love. She brought me back to wrestling for a little bit. I can't believe how disappointed she's been. It's just jarring to me. Sorry.
Okay.
It's jarring.
All right.
Hurt, really. Maybe I'm not negative. I'm just disappointed.
We get Bryan. Well, first we get Ricky the Dragon Steamboat coming out for tonight's main event. He's a guest at the commentary desk. And we get Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon, going one-on-one with Jeff Jarrett, who attacks Bryan Danielson right before the bell, hitting him with a guitar over the back because this match is anything goes. He hits him with the guitar. We get Jay Lethal and Karen Jarrett were with them, but didn't seem to agree with the tactics. The match officially began, and Jarrett smacking Danielson with a chair before brawling into the crowd, where Danielson fought back. They fight to the concession area where Danielson kept punching Jarrett with an aluminum beer bottle. Then Jarrett hits a low blow. He suplexes Danielson onto a trash can with the crowd cheering him on. At one point, Jarrett's just punching Bryan, and Bryan is acting like it's a schoolyard fight where he's bouncing off of the people, off of the fans watching. It was very hilarious. I was like, I've seen school fights that are like this, where the people are just pushing you back to get fucked up. It was great stuff. They fought back through the crowd into the ring. Jarrett was using a steel chair on Bryan's leg, his knee, and his ankle. We see backstage Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana are watching on. We get Bryan is locked into the figure four, and Bryan has to use the steel chair to break his way out of it. Jarrett wants to Pillmanize Bryan's leg, and Bryan has to get the chair and hit him off the top rope. He then follows up with a spider superplex off the top rope onto Jarrett. He then follows up with a missile drop kick and then fires off some yes kicks. We get Jarrett eventually hitting a stroke on the steel's chair at one point, only gets a 2 count. Jarrett looks for the sharpshooter, but Danielson is able to counter that into a label lock. Jarrett broke the grip as both men started throwing bombs on each other. Jarrett hits a nice little enziguri, shades of Owen Hart. He goes for another stroke, but Bryan is able to counter using a steel chair once again. He then gets the chair, loads up the Psycho knee, hits it on Jarrett, busting his ear open in the process, and gets the 1-2-3. Very fun anything goes matchup here. Bryan showing his resourcefulness in beating the veteran Jarrett. Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Karen Jarrett come down to the ring to tend to Jarrett, while Wheeler Yuta comes out and checks on Bryan. We get Steamboat making his way down to the ring. He checks on Danielson and then sees Jarrett is bleeding very heavily from behind his ear. He helps both men up, and Steamboat raises the hand of both Jarrett and Danielson. 3 generations of Turner Broadcasting wrestlers on this stage in this picture here. Nice little picture of the 3 historic legends in the business. But then the AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland wants to rain on Bryan's parade. Prince Nana dances him down to the ring. Strickland has a microphone, and he says, we just witnessed 3 legends before their eyes. Jeff Jarrett, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and now Swerve Strickland. He says all of them have defined wrestling on this network. The difference between them and Danielson is that they have all been world champion here. Strickland calls Danielson one of the greatest of all time, which is why it will be such an honor to retire him at All In, as he won't hesitate to take that kill shot. Swerve questions if Danielson's body is struggling to hold up against Jeff Jarrett, then imagine what will happen against Swerve himself. Strickland says that he was so inspired by Bryan's matchup with Jarrett here, he wants a little sparring partner himself. So next week, he'll have a little warm-up match when he goes one-on-one with Danielson's boy, Wheeler Yuta. Strickland said Danielson can have a front row seat and witness why Swerve is the most dangerous man in AEW. The show ends with Wheeler trying to get in Swerve's face, but Swerve ignores him, keeping eye contact with Bryan, taunting him with the AEW World Championship as he feels he's in Bryan's head before All In, and feels that his legacy will be his coming up on August 25th. What did you think about Bryan versus Jarrett? What did you think about the post-match with Swerve playing mind games with Bryan Danielson and setting up the matchup with Wheeler Yuta next week?
Did you hear yourself? Setting up the matchup with Wheeler Yuta next week. That is gigantic main event. Match was good. I thought Jarrett and Dragon did well. I don't know how I feel about it being a fucking essentially a hardcore match, but they used it well at the very least. Swerve as a character is fantastic. With every other sentence out of his mouth, he turns between heel and babyface, and it's kind
You're
of
the greatest of all time, which would make it an honor when I end your career.
We're giving Jeff Jarrett legend status. I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What you don't do you not consider Jeff Jarrett a legend?
With Ricky Steamboat and Dragon?
I don't think he's on their level, but he is a legend. Not saying he's on their level.
So, like, what does the legend mean? Like, just like old guy?
Old guy that has a lot of history and memorable moments in his career.
I'm joking. Jeff is a legend. Yeah, sure. Yeah, match was good. Promo afterwards was IDBO great. It ending essentially with the promise of Swerve and Wheeler Yuta next week. I'm going to say it's not quite the cliffhanger they thought it was. That is ass. That should not even be announced. We should just show up and we have that match. Good Lord. I'm so annoyed. I'm sorry. I think we're all dropping the ball and letting both these companies, I know there's more than two companies, but who cares? Both of these companies fucking get away with, I'm not going to say weak because you guys get upset when I go over the top, with subpar endings to the television programs. We're getting no main events and we're getting shitty cliffhangers. Wheeler versus fucking Swerve is not a hook for next week. Dragon versus fucking whatever is not a main event. Y6 is not a main event. Fucking that tag team title match SmackDown is not a main event. These are not main events. I'm sorry. They are not. I'm sorry. I will die on this fucking hill. Let me ask you something. What does Austin Rikishi in a steel cage, Triple H and Kurt Angle, and Rock and Jericho all have in common?
They're main events.
They're main events. That's number one. And they were all on the same fucking show. I can't get one main event. I can't get one. What are we doing?
What was this? What was this in the end of 2000?
Yeah, this is that Rock and Jericho when they had that promo where they see each other's catchphrases. That's that show.
Oh, okay.
And now here we are. I can't get one. I can't get one. I can't just one. I'll take the one in depth. That's
okay. With the show at hand, what would you have made the main event?
The show?
With the travel issues. With this show, what was on the show that could have main evented over Bryan and Jarrett?
Oh, well, you know that. MJF and what's his face? Kyle Fletcher. That should have been the main event. MJF and what's
his face? It's Rock versus what's his face? Austin versus
Yes, that's the main event. Yes. Is it a main event? Not really. But by the time the match was over, it kind of felt like it. Like, yeah. That was really good. I love that. Look at Frantic World with this bold take. Look at Frantic World with this outside the box take. Go ahead. Highlight that brilliant take by fucking Frantic World. What a bold statement. A statement that not only would everybody hear, but those three people agree with. Are you out of your fucking mind? Thank you, sir.
Annika, I understand where you're coming from when you say the YF6 was a main event. My counterpoint to you to back up my good friend here is, Annika, would the YF6 be a main event if Bray Wyatt did not pass away last year? And we all know the answer to that question. So that is why Jimmy is saying what he's saying. I get it. I know why it was a main event. I thought it was a good main event. It was a good in-ring debut for them. It could have been much worse, and I imagined it being much worse than what it was. I thought it was good. But I do get what Jimmy is talking about. If Bray did not pass away, that would not be the main event. And I understand Goodfellas saying, but he did. Cool.
He did.
But sometimes a wrestler that means a lot to you passing away doesn't mean as much to someone like Jimmy.
Yeah, it's sad. It's unfortunate. I feel bad for him, his family, and everybody who fucking know him. He seemed like a great guy. I've heard nobody say anything negative about Bray Wyatt ever. And I've heard negative things about, I think, every wrestler ever has died. So maybe him and Brody Lee. People still shit on China. Like, I've heard, I watched Jarrett shitting on her the other day. Sorry. But
even Romeo, when we did Rated Raw review, he said on any other night, because of the whole connection that they had to Baltimore in 11 years since the Wyatts debuted in the same building or whatever, that is why the Wyatts for the main event. But he said any other night, the Judgment Day matchup, it would have been Damian Priest and JD McDonough. That should have been the main event. And I agreed with him then, so I'm going to agree with you here.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. And let me be even more clear. I'm not saying this is not the main event of this show. I'm saying there are no main events on this show. Not a one. Not Priest and McDonough. Not the Y6. None. Not a one. And there was none on this show either. I'll give you MJF and Fletcher is closer than most. Not a main event. Rock and Jericho's main event. Okada and Swerve is the main event. MJF and Ospreay is the main event. Cody and Solo, even if it took 2 minutes. Main event. These are not main events. No disrespect.
It's because it's crazy because I know like 2 weeks that they gave us 2 main events in one show in the month of July. Beach Break had the show started off with Bryan versus Pac, and then it ended with Ospreay versus Garcia. Either one of those matches could have been the main event of that individual show. The week after had Bryan versus Hangman at the start of the show, and Mariah May and versus Willow with the Mariah May heel turn at the end of the show. Either one of those matches could have main evented that show. So how do we go from that to this, where there's a show where you don't have anything that really qualifies as a main event? I get where you're coming from. I get that.
Goodfellas, I just gave it to you. I just gave it to you. I had a main event every week in 2000. Every week. Every week there was at least one and probably 2. Same thing with 2001, 2002, 2003. I'm not sure when it stopped, but we somehow became okay with it. Of course it is, Ace. Don't be ridiculous. It is what it is. Don't be silly.
It is the main event on paper.
Don't be silly.
We should also note that after Dynamite went off the air, they had a digital exclusive where Renee Paquette went and had a word with Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett freaking has some balls on him, sees Hangman Adam Page about to walk by him, grabs him by the arm, and Hangman goes off on this nigga, on his own nigga. He just starts wailing on him right in front of his people. Jay Lethal starts brawling with Hangman before security gets in the way between the two of them. All while this chaos is happening, out of nowhere, Mariah May and Timeless Toni Storm are still brawling from earlier in the night. They come in and security has to separate them. I was like, yo, you could have like skimmed like 2 minutes off of something on the show and have this close the show. This would have been a much better, even though I like the Swerve and Bryan close, but I agree with Jimmy. The hook for next week of them saying, oh, Wheeler Yuta versus Swerve, not the real best hook. But if you give me this type of chaos of Hangman's going off on Jeff Jarrett and then Mariah May and Toni Storm are still fighting, that feels more like the chaotic Nitro-esque ending to the show that we've come to expect from Dynamite.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. I'm going to watch that. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's on their social media, so that was really well done. And yes, Tony Khan said he saw all of it and said the monitors almost fell on him. Backstage, and shout outs to channels like Woke Culture and stuff like that who had a big news video that was like backstage fight erupts at AEW, trying to get those clicks. Trying to get.
I love that. That is gross. Another fucking company without fucking Adam. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. You gotta stand on morals. Now look.
But we've come to the end of this review here. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. I appreciate the super chat donations. Keep coming. Last call for super chat donations. So if you have a comment that you want to have read out on screen, got a hot take or a question or anything you want to say about this week's AEW Dynamite or our review, you can send a super chat donation. But most of all, you can sound off in the live chat with your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, your whether you gave the show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? For me and Jimmy, for the August 7, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go slight thumbs up. Slight thumbs up for me. Thumbs down for Jimmy. Out of 10, what did you give this show, Jimmy?
I'm trying not to be prisoner of the moment because after you told me what happened on socials, I'm even more annoyed. I'm going to give it a 6. Feeling great.
Yeah, it's the stuff I really liked, and the stuff I felt everything else I just felt really indifferent about, or it wasn't anything that I objectively hated. So that's why I will go. That's why I was like, it's like towards middle, but slightly thumbs up. It's barely passing. If we were, what was our passing grade in Cardinal Hayes? 65?
70.
Oh, 70? At one point it was 65, and then they changed it. So that's why I'm going to give this. I'm going to give this a 6.5.
See, that's where you and I differ. To me, indifference is hate. My order of things I would like. I want a great show, then a good show, then an awful show, then a bad show, and then I'll take a run-of-the-mill boring show. That's the least interesting thing to me. That's what this was.
This seems like the widest range of scores that we've gotten in the chat. We got thumbs in the middle from Louisville. We got Frantic World who gives a thumbs up 7.5. Got a thumbs up 7 out of 10 from Annika. Power Driver Finisher says 5, not enough Double J. We got Genesis who gives it a thumbs up 7.5. Need more MXM. We got Louisville. How was that a thumbs in the middle? That's a thumbs down, Louisville. 5 and 0.75. That's a thumbs down, not a thumbs in the middle. Chuck Berry says 6 out of 10 for me. So that's like that can be thumbs in the middle. Big Man Dog says 4.75 out of 10. So that's a big thumbs down. We got a thumbs up for I Make Beats. We got, but he says not enough main event Jeff Jarrett. 2 out of 10. Yeah, Ace who says thumbs in the middle, 6 out of 10. Hard Driver Finisher says MVP Hanger, LVP Jericho, match of the night, Fletcher and MJF. Your match of the night, Jimmy.
Sorry, I'm so distracted. Being under is thumbs down. I get what you're saying, like on a scale, like 1 to 3 this side and 4 to 6 people here, and 7 to 10. But no, passing is not. You don't pass with a 40 or a 50 or a 60. Sorry, it's down. No. Failing is bad. Match of the night, Fletcher and MJF. Come on now. Not real close. Yeah. MJF and Fletcher, I apologize. Yeah. That's going to be blasphemous.
MJF and Kyle Fletcher for match of the night for me. MVP for the show, I'm going to go with Bryan. No, I gave Bryan last week. I will go with Timeless Toni Storm. I'm digging her vibes ever since she came her make her. I'll go Timeless Toni Storm and Hangman. Those are co-MVP for me. What about you?
Frankly, well, I have a question. Why do you always have the women as the MVP? And why do you always refer to them as the women? Like always. It's never like Mariah or Willow. It's like the women. All of them? You just have
we should know. See, we weren't sure about last week if 2 weeks in a row was the first time ever. But I know for sure this is the first time ever AEW did 2 women's match 3 weeks in a row.
That is true, but they did break their streak of 3 women's segments because there's no Willow on this fucking show.
Which she probably couldn't make. It was travel.
You know what? Give him a pass. MVP, MJF. I don't think I've ever enjoyed Kyle Fletcher that fucking much. MJF, relative ease. Holy shit.
Oh, man. And LVP for the show, Jimmy.
Oi. We already did a number on Mercedes. I don't want to get to Mercedes. I don't think anybody else is bad. Shit. Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. You're up. Mercedes.
I'm going to go with Chris Jericho. He just annoyed me more.
Ooh.
And he wasn't wrestling. That's why. Usually I say if Jericho wrestles, he's more liable to bid the MVP. But he was just talking and he still annoyed me. And that's when I know he may have jumped the shark with this gimmick that just started in April.
I told you they're dying faster and faster. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna swap Mercedes out for Chris Jericho. Frantic, want to hear my question? I really want to. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm thoroughly curious. I know I sound sarcastic with everything I say. I'm actually being serious.
You do. He said, Frantic Girl says all of the women did good on the show, even the jobbers.
Every week. Every week. You say every week. That's what I'm asking about. I'm not gonna do it. This show's gonna end before you do this. I'm just so annoyed. I'm gonna forget to ask next week.
Jimmy, do you want to let the people know where they can follow you on social media? What you got going on your channel?
Usually I would not, but I'm gonna stall for as long as possible so Frank will answer my question. Twitter at Jimmy Macram. I talk about wrestling occasionally. I mostly just scroll around looking for different things and different comments. I almost got into an argument about whether or not Miz is a top 9 wrestler of all time. I'm not bullshitting you. I am no bullshit. I almost got into that argument. And then I realized this is probably not an argument worth having. This is probably something you should just walk away from. So I did. So I just walked away.
Wise. Wise. I don't know if that person has all their brain cells.
Nah, I think it's over. And on YouTube, at Jimmy Macram, where we watch fucking. What about the other weeks? It's the women every week. Sorry, you're not hearing my question. Every week. Why? Do you not even know? You don't even know why? Oh my God, I just want to bother you for the rest of the day. God damn it. Yeah. Whatever.
You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, Patreon.com/True Hill Heat, $3 a month. Exclusive content, the best place to support us when we are not live here. We won't have a live stream tomorrow. We will be dropping the latest short for TNA Impact tonight. So be on the lookout for that from Chris G. But I will be back, of course, with the True Jaw Josh, with the beautiful, the lovely Miss Chrissy Love this Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, the True Hill Heat Flagship Podcast. We'll be talking about the Lucha Bros leaving AEW for WWE. We'll be talking about all the latest news and notes coming out of SummerSlam last weekend and everything else, our matches of the week, and much, much more. So be on the lookout, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. I hope you all, our regulars, our members, join us for that. We always have fun on the flagship, and we had fun with y'all today, even though Frantic World is pissing off Jimmy. He says, okay.
I'm not criticizing. I'm not asking you to narrow it down. I legitimately want to know why it's the women every week. I'm asking. Please help.
No, you're literally telling him.
Speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Shabata. What the hell is wrong with you?
It cracks me up every time. It's so funny.
Jimmy really wants to go. He's just sitting there
I'm
like,
serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
every time Frantic World says the women, he's like, I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit anymore.
Please. No criticism, I promise. I won't criticize you at all. I'll be quiet. Just why every week is it the women? Do you even know why? You don't even know why. You don't even know why you do it. He doesn't know why. God damn it. You trolling me? This is my punishment.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I apologize. I'm sorry. You're right. fucking CM Punk is the devil, whatever. Can you just give me the answer to the question, please? I don't ask for much.
Jimmy's telling Frantic World.
But don't push me. That's Tupac.
Jack Perry's great. I'll say whatever you want me to say. Just give me the answer, please.
Frantic World, comment down below and let us know the answer for Jimmy Macram. It is me, your true phenom SP3. This has been AEWramble, episode 158. Die, Mariah, die. We are signing off until next time. Later, y'all.